Well, I say every day it's a getting closer to taking a bath with my fucking toaster.
We're not qualified.
Explorers in the further regions of experience.
If you do not listen,
Then the hell with you.
Greetings, salutations, and welcome to the 195th episode of Screaming Into the Void, the show where we talk about whatever the hell we feel like. My name is Samuel the Infamous. Joining me today, we have Caucasian Sasquatch.
Wait, what did I do?
Say hi to the nice people.
Hello, nice people.
There you go.
You know, one of my favorite cartoons back in the day was Buttons and Mindy. Hello, pretty lady.
Indeed. Speaking of, things for little kids, we also have Shadow of Hawk.
Good job.
Yeah, that was off the top of my head. That was off the cuff, kid. Sorry. It is what it is. Anyway, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. We are live currently on Twix, Rumble, two separate YouTube channels, Samuel the Infamous and Caucasian Sasquatch. If you're in any of those places, drop a comment. Let us know you are here, and we'll do our best to acknowledge your presence. And in that vein, you'll notice that pinned in the YouTube and Rumble chats, a link to our good friend Gals Gibson Go. We are crawling towards the goal of 6K. Currently, it's sitting at about 4,500, which is about 300 more than it was last week. So there's progress. Appreciate that. If you can, please do. If you can't, please share it out. That's all we're asking. And I'm going to continue to shill this until she either tells me to knock the fuck off, which may happen, or we hit the goal. We're getting there. Yeah. So quickest way to shut me up, fill it up. That said, welcome in everybody. Let's say hello to who we got in the chat so far, which is actually we're kind of light on chat tonight, but that's fine. It's fine. We've got Tootie Bug with us. Tootie Bug. I appreciate you being here. And anybody else as you coming in, we will.
It's less than 3 minutes out, bro. Give it a second.
I mean, it is what it is.
These folks, they gotta make excuses, step away from the dinner table, go to the bathroom, drop their pants. It takes more than 3 minutes to get started. Pooping when you're gonna watch.
Like a good chunk of our audience is on the east is on Eastern time, and it's dinner time over there right now. I totally get that. But hi, old blondie, welcome in. I'm not gonna say nothing to Shadu because he's being.
But could you imagine the conversation be like, "Honey, I'm listening to Sam. Stop! I don't want to hear about your stupid day,
dude." So I can't remember which stream it was on, but it wasn't that long ago, and somebody was asking. It might have been last week's episode, but somebody was asking Aaron Laura in the chat, like how many times she's been kicked out of stores for listening to this show on her phone.
I tell you, a while back.
I'm remembering when Amira was in a store and she hopped on the panel for this stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It happened.
I used to use a wired earbuds for my phone, and I dropped my phone one day, and it was you and Abe and maybe Jack Tarland, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, y'all were screaming at each other that there was so there was someone who wasn't present, but they were like there as an avatar and then just checked out. It was like Larry or somebody, I don't know. And y'all were trying to determine who was most gay quite loudly and vociferously, and everyone decided that the person that wasn't there was obviously the gayest. And then the conversation went on, and I happened to be like pulling my wallet out of my pocket and the phone fell out, and I'm standing here looking at this chick with a nose ring, purple hair, fucking eyebrow ring, and it goes click, and I swear to God, you're the gayest and nobody can take that from you. And I'm like, let me find the mute button.
Good times, man. Paranormal Papa Investigation.
I'm supposed to be on that show.
Right. Well, speaking of dirty things, We do
Are they
have
done dirt cheap?
some stuff to talk about. I do need to do a little housekeeping at the top here. This may not be as typically long a show as it usually is. It's as I was explaining to Sasquatch backstage. I didn't amend any of my streaming schedule this week except for one thing later tonight. And I am chock full of real life stuff going on all at once. So we'll see how the show shakes out. But it is what it is.
Me
Anywho.
too, but I'm in a huge like hurry up and wait pattern, like wait harder.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm working around everything else in my life right now, but we're here. We're here to get it on. And what better way to start than with a little Sasquatchy action?
Are you going to do this to me? All right. So I was young and I needed the money. All right. No sound to it. But that's good stuff. Pretty sure that's the Harry the Hendersons get up, isn't it?
The reason that this is on here, though, is actually the tweet that it's attached to is from Sandy Peterson, who is a game maker, right? He's been responsible for all kinds of like games, video games, board games, that sort of thing. He's the reason that Cthulhu is in the popular zeitgeist because he was the one who invented, I think, the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game.
What is this? The Sasquatch's cane theory?
Yes.
Yes.
I saw that.
So, according to Sandy Peterson's church, they believe that Bigfoot is real, but that Bigfoot is a singular entity and is in fact Cain from the Bible. Yes, that Cain, the one who killed his brother Abel.
So, what does it say about the Yeti?
It doesn't say anything about the Yeti.
So the Caucasian persuasion is fine then, huh?
What I'm saying is like, I mean, if they're not like what some animals' coats change color in the winter.
That is true. But
yeah,
if you want to get down to the nitty gritty of Sasquatches, skunk apes, and other wood buggers of various descriptions, they vary quite widely depending on where in the world you come across them. The farther north you go, the bigger they get. The farther west you go, the bigger they get, with the exception of like the Oklahoma grassman and Mogollon monster. Beyond that, you've got the skunk ape in Florida, which is, 5 to 6 foot from descriptions, and South Georgia and whatnot. And the thing that I saw looked like a European footballer. He was a little bit taller, but not like, he wasn't no 12 fucking foot. He would make 6
the
foot
Yowie in
forward.
Australia, though, is pretty big. It's pretty big. It's kind of lanky, though.
It also has multiple descriptions ranging from a dragon type eel creature in the water to a big hairy fucker that snatches your head off.
Yeah.
Probably while calling you a cunt.
I mean, there's even people who conflate the Wendigo with a Sasquatch, which I to my mind are two completely different cryptids. But
well, yes, they are. But here's the thing: they both could derive from a similar human situation, that being the feral human population of the United States. If there are people living in an area that you didn't know they were living, and then suddenly shit gets hard and they start eating people, you're going to pay hell trying to make a distinction between a Wendigo and a starving family over there that's gone a little bit around a bend.
Sure. That's true.
And that same spirit lives in the Sasquatch shit, because if you happen to survive an attack, what did you see? A big furry fucker trying to chew on your face?
Well, sure.
That checks out.
I just think that the Cain link probably works better with the Wendigo, given that it's a cannibal spirit. The whole reason it exists is because it murdered people.
Yeah, well, it ate people. It devoured its own soul in the process of doing so, and corruption itself now drives it consumption, as it were.
The only other thing that pops off to my mind is like the Navajo skinwalker, which is usually somebody who's cursed to change shape because they killed a member of their own family.
They're like the original werewolf, not the later lycanthrope family edition, but the original werewolf curse reads an awful lot like the skinwalker curse. They're
sure
not related. They're similar.
Well, if you're talking European lore, there's like 8 different ways to become a werewolf over there. They're all curses, but some of them are self-inflicted. But
the earliest one was a direct curse on a person to become a werewolf, much like the Skinwalker thing. You know,
sure.
You're talking about Lycan or something else?
No, you mean Lacan, the Greek? No.
Yeah. Well, when you're saying like the first, that's the like oldest werewolf story I can think
European,
of.
not dirty olive skins.
We're not counting northern Mediterranean as European. Carry on.
No, well, when I say European werewolf folklore, I'm speaking specifically of like Eastern European, Ural Mountains kind of thing.
Yeah. You're referring to like Germanics and shit like that. I got you.
Little Red Riding Hood, motherfucker.
Yeah, Germanics and Celts. I understand.
Slavs mostly, but yeah.
Little Red Riding Hood, not Mulan.
Those are close enough. You get my general point. You're not talking about Dorians and their descendants.
No. Anyway, point is like that. Yeah, there were other ways that came later, like the whole witches wolf pelt girdle thing, the drinking the water out of a wolf's paw print under a full moon thing, like. But those are both self-inflicted, right? And with the girdle, it's just a matter of taking the damn thing off. But some of the others, like getting bit or getting cursed by gypsies or whatever, usually have to do with doing something very bad.
Yeah, you got to kind of fuck with them a little bit to catch some of that. At least in their opinion.
Or prosecute him for thievery.
I know a chick. See what you did there. I know a chick. She states quite succinctly that Bigfoot are leftover Nephilim. They're either Nephilim or the offspring of Nephilim, and that's why we can't interact with them fully. Because
I have heard that, but I have also heard people talk about these like giant red-headed giants in Afghanistan and called them Nephilim, which I think are very different.
So let's take on these red-headed giants for a second. Let's drop this
which also, by the way, there are Anasazi legends about red-headed giants and
yes. I want to take a grip on this shit. Okay. The problem with the red-headed giants legends is that they are displaced across time, across around 5,000 years. You have some that took place back, freaking 900 BC. You have some that took place fucking 1,000 BC. You've got some that took place in like the African legends of the red-headed giants are really the weirdest because they're not just big people, right? They're big people with extra arms and heads and stuff. It's kind of more like the Celtic Ettins and shit than it is like the red-headed giants. But then when you go to England, the very first people who occupied England were a race of people referred to as the Fairball. And these were great big red-headed giants. Full stop. And
they're kind of similar in description to the Fomori from Celtic mythology too, which is
exactly
who the enemies of the Fae.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, most of the elements of the Irish and Celtic mythology are believed to be rooted in the original peoples that lived there before the Celts came. So like the Fomorians, the Firbolg, the Dowseed, all that shit.
Well, that's kind of what we're saying here.
Yeah.
Part of that is purely legendary and mythical and clearly can't be true. That doesn't mean that the people from Doggerland might not have been 6'4", 6'5", and the people from England were 5'3", 5'2". And how much bigger does a dude, or rather a chick, how much bigger than you does a chick have to be before you look at her and go, giant? Yes, mommy.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, if
I like looking up the chicks. I'm 6 foot and I love looking up the chicks.
But there are some guys in my unit that are fucking big. Like, I'm not a small dude. I'm above average in height. And there's some guys that dwarf me. So then if you're, poorly fed fucking peasant from 1000 BC, and then you're facing down a dude who's properly fed and had the genetics on his side to be 6'5", 6'6", and you're running around 5'2", yeah, that's a damn giant in comparison.
So like Goliath, who was the smallest of his brothers.
Right, yeah, the little guy.
I mean,
he was the road.
Yeah, no. Look at fucking what's his name? The guy who played Gregor Clegane in Game of Thrones. The dude with like the really really small wife. Guy is fucking huge, and his brothers are bigger than him. His dad is bigger than him.
So I want to take it like all the way back. When we look at archaeology and we try to determine some things, like for instance Stonehenge. Stonehenge is comprised from stones that are not from there. They didn't just carve some shit out from right over here and drag it over. They carved some shit out from way the fuck off over yonder and drag it over. But here's the thing. The story goes that once, a long time ago, and you can catch call me out if I get off base too far. Long time ago, there was a big wood hinge there, and it was a big sacred site. And then one day, some giants from across the fucking English Channel, or what the fuck, from the east, came up, and they just showed up, and they kind of fucked off in the country for a little while, and they went to various places, and they kind of fucked with shit, and then they left. And they seemed to be relatively, okay people. But then later, they show back up, and they completely eliminate the wood hinge that was there, and erect what's referred to as the Giant's Dance. Now, we're doing the version that doesn't include Merlin, right? So these guys, they basically, quote unquote, sang the stones into place, whatever that means.
I think it's literal.
I kind of think so too. In my brain, and I don't know why this, I keep hearing the fucking dwarves, right? The dwarves, we whistle while we work, burning up, and they just constantly doing a little bit of something and dragging the motherfuckers along. I can see it, right?
Yeah. No, I do think that it's meant to be literal, whether or not it actually happened that way. But I think that's they believe that that's what happened. And it's singing and speaking all tie into like creation magic and all that.
Yeah, that's true. But also, I wonder if maybe the people who actually constructed it might not have had something of a melodic language, right? And that them saying they sang them into place is just a reference to how beautiful the language sounded when you didn't understand it.
That's possible too. Yeah. I suppose it depends on who wrote the stories down the first time. So, but I guess getting back to the point, the idea that so according to the story, Cain kills his brother, gets found out, gets cursed by God, gets marked.
Hold up, you missed a step. Pardon me with my Southern Baptist heritage, but there's a reason why Cain slew Abel.
Yeah, he was jealous.
Abel was a farmer, and he sold his crop, and he lived his life by the sweat of his brow. Cain was a hunter, an animal husbandress.
Nope.
Hold on.
It's the reverse.
All right, go ahead.
Abel was the shepherd. Cain was the farmer. That's why he didn't understand the concept of murder.
And he also didn't understand. Yeah, I did get it backwards.
Yeah.
It'd be a funnier joke if I could keep it straight. But it's that dyslexia thing, right?
Right.
Maybe we'll come back to it later. Go ahead.
I would argue that nobody understood the concept of murder because nobody done it yet.
Let me rephrase killing, because Abel killed sheep. He killed his animals to sacrifice them. Cain just handled crops. He didn't have to ever shed blood. So when he struck his brother in anger, he did not realize the level of lethality he was executing out of ignorance. Unless, of course, he actually did mean to kill his brother. I don't know if that's
the story's a little unclear on his intent. Actually.
Exactly.
So anyway, the point is he does kill him, and then he tries to cover it up by making him look like one of the slaughtered sheep and saying, "Hey, look, I brought you an offering too." And God was like, "Where's your brother?" He's like, my brother's
delicious long pork. Yeah,
right.
Delicious long pork.
He's like, that doesn't, Cain, old buddy, that doesn't look like a sheep.
That's red meat. This is white meat. What's going on here?
That looks like your brother with like wool and shit stuck on him.
And while the rest of the sheep have been cleaned, this one's got fur.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
He's like,
It's
hey,
Yeah,
hold on, let's
so-
game theory this shit out. Let's take it on down to the brass tacks. Wait a second. You've got Kane standing in front of the all-knowing, omnipotent, all-powerful deity of all things, going, yeah, trust me, bro.
right? And God's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Here you go. We're gonna mark you forever. Now, according to the Mormons, that mark was with a dark skin, and they Cain is the father of all black people everywhere. I don't believe that myself, but it is what they what certain sects believe. Anyway,
Well, I agree with
that's
you, Sam.
irrelevant. The mark is irrelevant for the most part, right? Because the important part.
It is kind of relevant because if that was the case, then
Not to
people
where I'm
would-
going with it.
I had a really
You
racist
don't get
joke.
to
I wanted-
determine that.
I had a
We're
racist
trying to
joke.
stop that. Stop
I had
it.
a
We're
ra-
stopping it now.
I had a racist joke.
We're cutting that part out. We're not doing it.
Aw.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
I know
talk it
where you're
backstage, and I'll laugh on the inside.
Anywho, now, we could just say just as easily that the mark in this case, if Sasquatch is in fact Cain, that the mark was to make him extra hairy and live in the woods, diddling himself and chasing forest creatures, or whatever the fuck it is the Sasquatch spends his time doing. Point is, the other part of the curse was that Cain was not allowed to die. That he was cursed to forever wander the earth, fathering and destroying nations.
I heard this. Actually, I read this. This is associated with some Robert Heinlein stuff, but it's not the only source. Hypothetically speaking, like supposedly, there are references to a wandering redheaded fella that is found throughout history. Just pops up. They're not that common, right? They've never been that common, and yet there's always these redheads around in important events. Seems
Sure.
suspect. I don't have my tinfoil hat. I really need to replace it.
It's possible. It could be Cain. It could be. There are a handful of other people in religious texts that are immortal like him, but not many. Not many at all. You know. So
Genghis Khan was
odds
a
are,
redhead.
yeah. Well, you know, so are a lot of Mongols. That's not.
And there
even
were
more after he
multiple.
died.
No, hold on. Genghis Khan was a redhead, and there were multiple times when the man should have died, and he just didn't. Multiple arrows to the throat, and he just was like, "Fuck you, I'm not dead."
Dude, Rasputin was executed 6 times and survived until the 7th.
Rasputin was a Guavold. What's your point?
Rasputin took like 7 rounds to the chest from a Mauser. Have you ever seen the rounds in those?
They also castrated
As
him,
big
they
as you
drowned
got
him, they
the-
poisoned him, they stabbed him.
Cut his throat.
They hanged him once.
The poison is the funniest part to me.
They dropped
because
him in a
they
frozen
weren't
river
sure
without
what he
any
would
clothes
eat.
on.
They weren't sure what he would eat, so they poisoned absolutely everything in the joint. And some of the folks that were eating took one for the team.
Right.
Again, Rasputin worked for fucking Ra. He was a Guavold. Not a good example.
Yeah.
Okay, then Blackbeard.
His last name was Teach.
Edward Teach, yes. The story goes that whenever he was sentenced and not sentenced, it was he got his head chopped off in battle. His corpse swam around the ship.
There's also
They
still
say.
people looking for his supposed buried treasure because it was never recovered.
That's not really what they're looking for. What they're looking for is the Queen Anne's revenge.
Sure.
It's out there and it's somewhere in one of those fucking sand flows on the south coast of fucking South Carolina. It's over there some fucking where. It's right there.
Yeah.
The One Piece?
Right there. And it is full of whatever Edward Teach really, really wanted to keep because he ran it aground at low tide and then basically buried the fucker is the story. And it's there, right there somewhere.
It could be, man. It could be. I don't know. Maybe he's the Connor McLeod of history, but evil.
Who's to say it's evil? What if his moral structure was just developed in the fucking Stone Age, right? Like,
I don't know. I mean, if I was
consider
wandering
this.
around cursed by God forever, I would probably lean into the evil because I wasn't getting out of it.
I've suggested this movie a few times. I want to know if you've watched it, and if not, I'm going to suggest it again immediately. The Man from Earth. Also, there's a sequel to it called Holocene Man.
No, I have not seen it yet.
Okay, the premise behind it is this one dude randomly, for no freaking reason, is immortal. He lives forever as far as he can determine. And he didn't even start bothering to like take different names until the Bronze Age, and people started keeping records, you know. And the whole movie, the whole premise of this movie is a couple of the students that he works at, he's a history teacher, professor at a university with tenure, right? It makes perfect sense.
Right.
And
excuse us while Sasquatch dies a little inside. He just came back to cough once and punctuate my point there.
fuck you, bitch. I thought I had a grip. So Homeboy has just been chilling in the background of every major decision ever made in all of human history, as a byproduct of just healing from every injury he ever had. So he's like, no, I got shot twice in the Civil War. I got better, you know, that kind of stuff. And
But it kind of reminds me of what they did with Lucifer in the last two prophecy movies when he was played by John Light, when they figure out who he is and they start looking at all of these old photos and portraits and stuff, and he's just in the background of all these major events and shit. Same face, same dude.
Right. But I mean, you could do that with just about anybody at this point.
Yeah. Of course, he was the literal devil in those movies. But the other thing though that I always thought was kind of interesting about this, so Vampire the Masquerade actually stole this idea from pagan lore. But the idea that Cain was cursed with immortality, but not of the humankind, that he was in fact the first of the undead bloodsuckers and the father of their race.
See, I've heard that about Judas. That was always the implication of him attempting to kill himself and failing, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's that I hadn't heard.
That's
that
why
about
Silver harms him. That's why Daylight harms him, because he hung himself at dawn and hung all day, and then was gone that night, right?
But Silver traditionally will harm anything that's impure and not of God.
Sure. Also, if you happen to be at sea for
werewolves and vampires,
if you happen to be at sea for like 18 months and you throw some silver change in your fucking water, it won't go bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's because it has purifying properties.
Yeah.
This is not a myth. I'm not making this up, chat. So all the stories about silver being like, blessed, there's something to it.
Yeah. I've read accounts of very wealthy lepers and people that were infected with syphilis using silver masks and silver plates to lay against the skin where their skin had started putrefying. And supposedly it stopped it, but you know how yellow journalism works, but they swore about it. So that it would stop your face from rotting off. Like you had to actively have it on all the time, but
right. Devil, welcome in.
Yeah, I heard somebody was talking about me, so.
Well, sort of tangentially, we were really talking about the idea that certain churches think that Bigfoot is Cain.
Sasquatch, you Cain?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, motherfucker had it coming.
Fuck family.
My bad.
That goddamn suck up Abel, man.
Right? That motherfucker knew good goddamn well I didn't have nothing but some fucking oats. Nothing but some oats, right? Right? This motherfucker coming over here, he's killing horses, he's killing goddamn camels. That motherfucker's got them 2x2 lined up behind him. I just want to slap the shit out of him.
And he was always Mama's favorite.
Right? Well, wouldn't she be? I mean, what I got? Some fucking oatmeal. I might have a little beer later, if we stick around long enough. But this motherfucker showing up with T-bone. He got motherfucking a camel hump. What am I supposed to do with that? So I served that motherfucker some delicious long pork. What do you want from me?
Right. All right. It was just one of those things that came across my timeline, and I was like, I hadn't heard that before. That's interesting.
I find it humorous.
I do too, especially considering how many different stories of Sasquatch or Sasquatch-like creatures you can find worldwide in different places at different times.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Are we counting the little furry people of the forest with the Sasquatch type creatures? Because there's a shit ton of them.
Yeah, I thought those were something else, though.
Everywhere. Well,
maybe they're his children.
It depends. It depends on where you're at. If you're in the Canadian North, they're called the Nahani. If you're in fucking Polynesian islands, they're like Ibiru Majiru or some shit like that. If you're in fucking Polynesia, it's it's a different one.
Yeah.
Igichi Pogo in one tribe in Africa. There's supposedly lost feral children that have gone just a little bit too wild, is what they say.
Sort of like Lost Boys meets Lord of the Flies.
I honestly, I'm not saying they're currently running around in the world out there, but I'm saying within cultural memory, the peoples of those, like the Homo florensis and the Homo lucensis, these things, these island dwarf versions of human and humanoid type things, I think they used to be fucking everywhere, dude. I think they just were out there, and
right.
they were still hunter gatherers.
Yeah,
he is from Australia. And I don't necessarily think that we would have necessarily had a whole lot to speak of on fossils, because we got virtually nothing from Denisovans, and they had a substantial population from the genetics available. The distinction between them and Neanderthal, and then we got virtually nothing from Neanderthal. We know there were half a million of them running around at one point in time. So, and we know where they lived. Nothing. Yeah. So it wouldn't be hard to believe there was at least one more tribe of like fuzzy people. Why not?
What if they're that's like a kind of a what if they're not gone? Like I keep going back to the Descent and the Crawlers.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, good movie, by the way, if y'all haven't seen it.
The first one. The second one's a good movie just because it makes you think of the first one.
Right. Yeah, but the first one's fucking excellent, which is so weird because I'm just gonna go off on a little tangent here. Like we got a whole thing about girl bossing in movies today, right? It's a serious problem. Women are written exactly one way all the time. It's very forced new stereotype, and it's dumb, right? This was a movie made about 20 years ago with a cast of almost entirely women, and it's really fucking good. And all the characters are great.
And not a one of them is super girl bossing her ass around. There's one that's a little smarter than the rest. And there's one that's a little tougher than the rest.
Yeah. There's one that thinks she's a girl boss, but she learns her lesson.
Well, yeah, she says he thinks she's tougher than the rest. And so she kind of is until she isn't anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Go watch that movie if you haven't seen it. It's great. It's one of the best horror movies in the last 20 years.
Sasquatch gives it 2 thumbs, way up.
Samuel gives it 3.
Shadow's too young to watch scary movies. He gets nightmares.
He might be. I don't know, but yeah, it's of interest to me that there are so many different theories that I'm hearing just now of Sasquatch rather than just hairy dude in the woods, right? It's so strange. It's so strange.
There's a there's this one fringe theory that basically implies that either, and it kind of goes, there's like two schools of thought on this. Either Sasquatch is able to step into other dimensions, or there is a network of underground tunnels that they utilize to travel that we don't know about.
Mhm. I'm gonna put, what was that, the Mario theme? Just
No,
now?
Zelda.
Very close.
Sorry.
But I want to push back a little bit. Abe, who is not on the fucking panel, and should be. Neanderthals were as advanced as modern humans. I disagree, because if that were the case, we wouldn't have outbred and ate them all.
No, hold on. Neanderthals developed up to the Acheulean technical tradition, the lithic tradition. And while there are a handful of what appear to be Moostrian artifacts made in the Acheulean tradition that are thought to have been made by Neanderthals, it was humans that developed the Moostrian tradition that displaced the full technological breadth of the previous Neanderthal wave.
That's all I'm saying is like they might have been as advanced at one point, but they didn't stay that way because they wouldn't have lost.
I think rabbits did it. I think we wiped out Neanderthals using fucking rabbits. Shit you not.
I'm just fucking with you, Abe. Go to sleep. But if you're gonna go fucking take a night off, maybe don't be hanging out in the chat pissing people off. So you can do that from up here on the panel just as easily. That's all I'm saying.
Fish, right? Fish did it. That's what killed Neanderthals, was the fact that we could eat fish and their mammoths. Like Neanderthals out there stabbing fucking giant boars and shit, right?
It's probably super prehistoric hantavirus.
No. It's not even that bad, dude. It could be Turtlemeria anyway. Yeah.
What's that one called where they get like the tentacle looking fungal growths coming out of their eyes?
Oh my god, I can never fucking remember the name of it. It's like fucking Dongosea or some shit like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I never can. But yeah, it's this where the jackalope comes from. The freaking Neanderthals were something of a specialist hunters type. They utilized a very limited number of spear designs and spear tip types and lithic technology, right? Very limited. And in comparison to Moostrian, which utilizes like 3,000 variations of a scraper flake, 5,000 variations of a cutter. But what really did it was the fact that their specialization was on the larger game side of things. Anything smaller than a red deer, and they'd have trouble chasing that shit down. Humans, on the other hand, would just fill that motherfucker slam full of goddamn atlatl darts, and we'd run the motherfucker down. So we would eat anything from a big ass bowl of minnows all the way through to like rabbits and moles and varmints and stuff like that. Whereas the Neanderthals were kind of trapped inside their technological prison of being forced to go for big game because their technology already predisposed itself to big game. And
So
we were eating salmon.
So what you were saying is Neanderthals were chubby chasers.
Essentially, Ice Age mammals, which is why when I go to a bar, I put a little bit of bacon grease behind one ear and a little bit of maple syrup behind the other, and I just ask her whether or not what she wants for breakfast the next morning.
See, Sam, he goes after all game too.
I do.
He's like, I don't care if you're 4'7" or if you're the biggest girl in the bar.
Yeah, as long as she's not too gamey, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there you go.
Right, as long as I can't smell her, it's okay.
Right.
All right. We all right.
I mean, but you know, that's how we roll, man. Human beings are what they call persistence hunters.
I'm just saying, God made lights and light switches.
We keep at it until we wear them down.
We lost Shadow.
Yeah,
he said in the private chat he was going off to grab some man called Chow. So
yeah, I mean, he's got to get it in his mouth.
Yeah,
he did say something about abductions earlier. Anyway,
it's true.
So,
and yeah, I heard,
and it took him time to find somebody to kidnap him.
Right. I wasn't clear as to who was going to be the abductee. I just know that abductions were spoken of.
Well, I mean, he did kind of sound like he was planning a kidnapping, didn't he?
He was gonna kidnap people from his barracks.
And he's like, they haven't been released yet, so we can't take them. I'm pretty sure that was the quote.
Yeah, yeah. So shenanigans, as they were. But yeah, that's I don't know. It just I had a whole joke about persistence hunters, and it was going to be very dirty, and now I can't remember what it is. So never mind. It just is what it is. Let's move on to the next thing.
Are you ready for this?
So this was interesting. Yeah.
Hold on, wait a second here. This is the House Freedom Caucus here. Okay, so I don't know if I'm understanding this correctly, but I want some clarification here. Maybe you guys can help me out. I'm being sincere here. Is the House Freedom Caucus saying that they will pass FISA without warrant requirements?
Hi, Anna.
If the Save America Act is
You
I
said
think she's
something.
muted. Yeah, I said hi, Anna. She just came in. Continue.
attached to it? Is that what they're saying? I'm hoping I'm misunderstanding this, because I want to be very clear right now. I did vote to secure our elections. Yes. I did not vote to allow the government to continue spying on American citizens without a warrant. I did not vote for that. This is not something that should be either or. We shouldn't have to give them that. Republicans are in control right now. We should not be compromising on giving on either one of these issues.
Yeah, how are Republicans? They're going to sit there and say, "Well, we secured our elections to keep our power, and the way we did it was by surrendering your rights."
Well, I mean, that checks out.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying the whole time. You got to remember, this particular administration didn't run on a conservative platform. It ran on a mid-90s liberal fiscal policy.
Yeah, and I mean, look, securing your position isn't the same as when he says Republicans are in power right now. No, Republicans occupy the majority of seats. In order for them to be in power, they have to wield the power. What they're currently doing is sitting on their collective thumbs to retain what they have. This is like that saying that Republicans are basically Democrats at like the speed limit.
Well, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to. It made some people really mad the last time I said that. I'm not going
to. So I laugh when they're just like, "Oh, we have the majority," because look, we've had the majority for almost 2 fucking years, and guess what? Not that much has changed.
Yeah.
In regards to how they operate.
Yeah, because the one thing is Democrats, when they have power, they all get in line and all fucking vote the way they're told, and because they're collectivists. They're fucking, if the powers that be say this is how it's gonna be, they go, okay. Conservatives, even though freaking like I said, Republicans are bitches and follow the same thing. Conservatives, for the most part, we don't all agree. And so it's a lot harder to get them all in line to vote for the same thing and pass anything than it is for Democrats, which is why the Democrats tend to be more successful when they do have power to get shit through and their policies pushed. It just sucks, but it's the way of the beast.
Hello, everybody.
to. Hi.
There you are.
Hey, Anna.
Introduce back. How was your what was it? Your
Chow.
Yeah, did
Chow? How
you
was your
enjoy
man
grabbing
named
Chow?
Did you grab chow and put it in your mouth?
No, it's sitting in my car right now. It's pizza.
Well, let him out. It's probably
it's
hot
pizza.
in there.
It's not.
Jesus.
It's not a small Asian grocer.
Oh, sorry.
Or a dog?
We misunderstood.
Yeah,
Right.
my bad.
All right.
Do we have to
yeah,
listen
no,
to you eat it?
There's that. Yeah. You should. You were
Yeah, that's bad.
roboting
Yeah.
like a motherfucker. Like we can't understand anything you're saying.
Should you? Hello?
I don't know that he's there.
Nope.
No. He's
The
not
pizza
muted.
has got him.
Nope.
Bye.
He
Nope.
just dipped. He'll be
Chow
back
just-
Pizza
maybe.
the Hut.
Chow just nutted in him.
Cheers, man, from space.
You know the worst thing is so my mother was looking at the thumbnail earlier, and she's like, "What is that ghost thing?" And I said, "I'm not explaining that to you."
Allow me.
She's not listening.
One day we're gonna be nice to him, and it's just gonna throw the entire show off. Everyone's gonna be so confused.
Right? I think we did that once, actually.
Possibly. Is that better?
Yes.
Yes, much.
Yeah.
Don't chew with your mic.
So I don't know what the fuck was happening because it just started getting all like staticky and flashy.
cares.
I closed the tab, I reopen it, the link, and it's working again. So I think StreamYard's just had a little fucky wucky.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
so back to my question.
Devil.
How do you guys go from Kane being a big hairy dude in the woods to Devil ranting about Republicans being cucks and Democrats being collectivists for like
It's called a
30th
topic
time in a row?
change.
Right, then
Change
like
subject.
what is the new topic? Like what is the new topic specifically?
The new
That's what I-
topic is rolling the SAVE Act into another act that is going to increase the government's ability to spy on their citizens legally.
Yes. People seeking cooperation instead of conflict, I see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, which is not good. Not good.
Nope.
Uh,
I'm not a fan.
No, I'm not either. I don't like
Yeah.
the fact that the CIA watches. The only reason I put the fucking pedals down and light the candles and put the Sade on is because I figure they're gonna watch it anyway. It might as well be entertaining. But I'm not happy that they're doing it in the first place.
Yeah.
That's my
See,
private
this-
time.
This is, I mean, assuming this wasn't the system working as intended, this is one of the failures of democracy. The fact that you have to have cooperation to achieve community with people that you fucking hate. Like the whole point of a community is that you freaking segregate out elements you do not want within your system. But because under a democratic system, you have to accept pretty much every voice, you end up with situations like this where to get anything done, you have to let bullshit you don't want to have happen. And it sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I prefer the Leto the second solution. I choose conflict.
Yeah, it was really more his father's agenda. He just, completed it. But yeah, I get what you're saying with that. I don't know. I don't know how we handle this because this seems like one of those things that they're going to be passing around amongst each other in the congressional halls of power and never actually bring before the American people until it's too late.
Yeah. It's going to be one of those things that if it does pass, it's going to be like they're going to do it late on a Friday right before they go on recess so that they can hopefully the American people don't know they just got bent over again.
Why
wouldn't
would
be the
they
first
even
time.
bother hiding it? I mean,
Yeah.
they ran the Patriot Act right down the middle like a fucking running back. Like it wasn't even.
Well, yeah, but that they sit there and guys we're trying to protect you. This is for your own protection. How are they going to
sure.
sell this to us? We're going to take away your right to fucking due process and just like, all this stuff because it helps us for our benefit. Thank you. So no, they'll do it. They'll do it. Like I said, like literally right before they slam the gavel down and go home for like a 2-week break or some shit on a Friday. And so then while all the people are talking about it or it's going across the internet how fucked we got, they'll be like, oh, and no one's there to answer for it. Oh no.
This is why I think we ought to go back to the way that it once was, right? Congress meets twice a year, gets shit done, and only gets paid enough to compensate for them for their time, like jury duty.
Yeah.
Is that a styrofoam cup that I hear?
It sounds like it. Either that, he's trying real hard not to make the sucking noise while he's got a straw in his mouth. No, is that not
Is that
accurate?
why I'm at half chub?
Maybe.
Let's go. What are you guys talking about?
You.
The fucking
You
static
do.
shit started again. I couldn't hear a single thing you guys were saying for like 2
Was that
minutes.
static? Because it sounded like you were slurping the bottom of a cup through a straw.
Dude,
Somebody's
I was just holding my fucking phone, and it just started getting all staticky. I couldn't understand anything you guys were saying.
Uh-huh.
Maybe the FBI is listening. Take notes.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be the FSB.
Could be,
Yeah.
but he's like literally just like a couple blocks from the FBI Academy.
Not like they are down the road. Like some guys went for a run, got lost on the route, and they ended up in front of the FBI Academy.
Uh-huh. They just got
Lost.
Yeah, no, genuine. If it was anyone else, I would have called bullshit. These two chuckle fucks could get lost going in a straight line.
Well, they did apparently because the roads are straight.
Yeah, no, literally the route is just you go straight to a point, turn around, come back. I don't fucking know how they met. It's even labeled at the turnaround point. I don't know how they got to the FBI Academy in the first place. That should not have been possible, and yet they did it.
Uh-huh.
United States Marine Corps, folks.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why you eat crayons, man.
It passes the time. And if
Yeah.
you use the gold color, it makes your dookie twinkle.
Well, I mean, they refer to the colors as flavors, so
Yes.
you know, our favorite Marine gal, obviously she's real into that green flavor.
Yeah, well, she says the blue tastes like Windows. So
Should not be compromising on the fact that we're expecting them and send a demand, quite frankly, for them to pass the Save America Act. And we have sent a demand that we do not want the government spying on American citizens, especially without a warrant. What the heck, man? This is insane. Please tell me I'm misunderstanding this right now. Please tell me that that I'm wrong and that the House Freedom.
Well, you know, just judging on your accent, I'd probably assume you are.
Yeah. Hattie Boosh, welcome in, and Ariel
Boosh.
also welcome in, and no, he didn't.
Well, to his point about, oh well, we've sent a demand. Oh, crikey, a demand has been sent. How are you going to enforce that?
You got
Stern letter
exactly two
next?
recourses in this country. I know you're being sarcastic and you're mocking him doing anything at all about this because what's the fucking point, really? Because they're going to do whatever they want. And there's nothing we can do about it at all except take up arms, which none of us are going to do. I know that's where you're going with this because that's where you always go with this shit. What the fuck is he supposed to do? He doesn't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah, that's kind of my point.
I'm more upset you used the freaking Australian accent in your.
I just went with whatever sounded pretentious in the moment.
Do you think Australians sound pretentious, dude? They're
No.
prisoners.
They're prisoners
they're
that try to
criminal
act like
Boy. No. Be careful, too.
they're prisoners. Well, you're not an Australian. You're an immigrant. This does not apply to you.
Wow.
Hey, underscore.
Your pedigree is not criminal.
Let's see how this
How do
works.
you know?
Were you born in the country you reside in?
Exactly. Hands off my Aussies.
I will bully whoever I want to bully, when I want to bully, how I want to bully, and there's not
You
a
can
damn
try.
thing you can do to stop me.
He's just saying that because he gets bullied so much he feels he's due, but that's not how this works, kid.
No, it's actually because I'm talking to a
you got to
foreigner.
pick on the new kid. When we get a new kid, you can pick on him. That's how it works. Shit rolls downhill.
You'll never get a new kid because all of the people you bring in are your buddies. There's never a new kid. I was the last new kid brought up.
That's
I was
true.
I was
true.
I was
No.
like,
Party,
name a
party.
single motherfucker in this community. Name it a
Party,
single
party.
motherfucker in the community that was actually like a newcomer and not someone that you guys brought in from somewhere else.
You're retarded.
No.
Everyone's from somewhere else.
Also, you may not be wrong about that, but it doesn't change the fact that shit rolls downhill and you're at the bottom.
Been at the bottom for 5 fucking years, dumbass.
Yeah, I'm just saying you might as well accept it at this point. But yeah, now this whole rolling one thing into another much worse thing, right? Like I get the Save America Act and they want to push that shit through. It's not gonna happen. It should, but it's not gonna happen. The only way that happens is we get rid of a couple of key players like John Thune. Right. And even then,
By the way,
there's no
this
guarantee
guy's
that
an
whoever
absolute
replaces
unit.
him is going to be any better. So, but yes, this guy is an absolute unit. This was interesting. This is the only thing I actually paid any attention to because Larry texted me Sunday, and me and Amira, and he goes, "Are you guys watching the UFC fight out front of the White House?" I was like, "No, I'm fucking busy, man. I'm not even at home." And yeah, so he let us know about this whole thing. Speaking of changes in topic, I'm sure most of y'all have seen this, but it's worth playing again.
It ain't been 9 seconds, people. Let it fucking happen.
Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America? Lastly, Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America?
One more time.
I'll
The
leave
hero
it at
we needed.
that. Right, but we do not deserve him. Is he from Florida?
I don't know where he's from. I don't know a whole lot about him, if I'm being honest. I didn't pay attention to the card at all. So
I didn't even acknowledge it, dude. Like I'm agitated on the edge of my nerves. All
inappropriate,
the time,
but hilarious. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it was. There probably was a better venue for that, but I mean, when else was he going to have the entire fucking world looking at him? So I suppose. But yeah, and Rogan's just up there. He's just like, yeah, he said it. Shit. And I'm holding the mic. It's good. He ain't wrong though. I will say this. I've said this before and I will say it again. Michelle Obama may be a man, but as far as I know, she's not a lizard like Hillary. So,
well, that's the thing. He did the safe thing, calling Michelle Obama man. Michelle Obama's not going to murk you. You talk about Hillary.
Tell that to Joan Rivers. Tell that to Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers was just old as shit. That's why she died. Let's be honest.
Joan Rivers was imperishable because of all of the plastic. She didn't just die.
There was one part of her that wasn't made fake.
She
and
passed
it passed
on.
away.
She had one of
Took
those
the rest with it.
those Yamaha artificial hearts or whatever from RoboCop.
Right. Oh wow.
Yeah, but no, she died the next fucking day, man. Like that's. She says
She
one
actually
thing
was
about
calling
that.
her a man for a while though. They had video of her talking about it in interviews that was the case. So it wasn't like it just happened and she died.
You're not debunking his case, bro.
No.
You're not helping. I think you are, but you're not.
Tell that to the chef who saw her penis. Yeah, was that the one who turned up
mysteriously drowned while wakeboarding or what the fuck ever?
Yeah,
that is
in a
true.
place where people don't wakeboard.
Right.
You're also doubting the fact
I
that
think Joan
maybe
Rivers
they
found
saw something about Hillary.
the only other workaround that Keith Richards was doing. I don't think she was gonna die naturally. I don't think she was capable of it.
Like Dick Van Dyke, be around for like 112 years.
I have not heard anybody talk about Paul McCartney.
What about Paul McCartney?
Has he seen a Michelle's dick too?
Right.
I thought he died.
Did he? I hadn't heard about it.
I know the guy who directed Cheers and Friends and stuff. He passed away. You know, made some of the most successful shows.
Well, Paul McCartney's still alive, as far as I can tell. So I don't see anything. Nothing's coming up saying anything about that, Anna.
Besides, they told you Paul was dead in the White Album.
Most of the freaking the singers in your country, Abe, are vampires.
Yeah, that's
It's fucked up. It's possible they're all the same vampire.
Most of his country are vampires. Have you seen them deal with sunlight?
What sunlight?
Exactly.
Bush is complaining, and it's changing the topic from Michelle's pee-pee, Sam.
Right. That's exactly the point of all that.
Oh man. He survived Yoko Ono. I mean, yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, the
John
greatest
Lennon
band in history couldn't do it.
So I don't know, man. I just thought that was a hilarious little soundbite. We're probably gonna play it again. I might work it into an intro or outro somewhere down the road. We'll see what happens. But that was a great clip. It was a great clip. Worthy almost of a chain of haircutting establishments. Such a great clip.
Ba-bum-bum.
That might be.
Yeah, Keanu
lost on
Reeves
anybody
is
who's ever-
celebrating his 5,256th birthday. You're not wrong. I'm pretty sure Keanu Reeves is actually Dorian Gray.
Oh wow.
What surprised me?
Well, Dorian Gray was objectively evil.
Well, I mean, you don't know Keanu Reeves personally. You don't know. He might be a Bond villain. He might be the opposite of Tony Stark.
Right,
We
but
don't
Dorian
know.
Gray didn't bother to hide it with nice acts.
He may have learned it has been 5,367 years of just being royally fucked up by one hero after another.
Yeah, I suppose that's possible. But if it's been that long, you'd think he'd be a better actor.
Actually, I kind of like him.
I do
always
too.
have.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that he's not. Like,
That's why I think he's like some kind of a dark creature, because I don't like actors in general, and yet every time Keanu Reeves comes up, I'm like, I'll watch it.
This is some of that manipulation we were talking about earlier.
Whatever, dude.
Sort of
As long as
convinced you
I'm
that he likes
aware
you.
of it, it's not so bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Keanu's just he's just a good dude. Like, let me rephrase. Like the
What,
vibes
you know
he
him
gives off.
personally?
That's
Right.
why I corrected myself. He just gives off good vibes, whether it's in his interviews or in the roles that he plays. There's always like that 110 effort with the roles that he's playing, or when you're seeing him like talk to people, or when he's in an interview. Like there's a positive energy.
Good vibrators.
Well, there's a lot to be said for simply being honest. That's all it really takes to give off those kinds of vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was. I like him. I like his movies. I like. He seems to be, from interviews and such, and from people talking about him and their interactions with him, a genuinely nice person, which is worrying in Hollywood.
Yeah. It is really weird just how few actually good people there are in Hollywood. Like, you'll have all those like celebrities talk about how good they are, but then you pay attention to the way they act and they're just kind of douches. But then you've got someone like Johnny Depp, where there's a lot of shit that you would think, oh, he's a bad person, and then you find out he'll just go to children's hospitals dressed as Jack Sparrow and just hang out with the kids for a couple hours, not televise it, not tell anyone about it, not take money for it. He just does it. And the only reason you find out about it is because someone asks him, hey, I heard about this. And he goes, yeah, I did that. What about it?
Yep.
And you would think from like his alleged recreational drug use, the alcoholism and shit like that he's not necessarily the best person, but he's probably one of the better people in that industry, which is fucking wild.
Mm.
I mean, there would have to be one, though, wouldn't it? Wasn't it, who was it? They Might Be Giants that said something about the least of the damned.
Mm.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
But I meant like there's like the optic, like you would think.
Oh, I get it. But I mean, it starts, I think, simply by just telling the truth. It's kind of where you'd have to go. Because you can't fake it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I suppose. I don't know. I've known some pretty good liars.
Well, I mean, just
I was
not
married to
forever.
one.
Keanu Reeves has managed this image for the past 40 years of being basically a generally good dude.
Dude, did you ever
catches
hear
great
that
vibes
story
off
about
of
him like passing by that one house every day and waving at the little girl on the porch? And one day she wasn't there, so he got worried and he went up and he knocked, and she had like an anaphylactic reaction in the living room, was all fished out. And he called the paramedics that saved her life or whatever. Have you heard
Yeah,
that?
I read something about it.
Yeah, I might be getting the
And that's-
details wrong, but
Yeah, and I mean that's what I'm saying is like you don't have to be a superhero to be a good guy. You don't need a cape, right? You don't have to be Captain Save-A-Ho.
Sure.
I mean, just don't be a shit.
Yeah, and I get the impression dude isn't. I get the impression that dude is a
As a dude,
good guy. Yeah, he's a dude.
he's just some guy who happens to be Keanu Reeves,
right?
Sitting around just as baffled as everybody else.
Like he does seem like the kind of guy that you could hate. Like he may be rich as fuck and super famous and everything, but if you were in a room alone with him, I have a feeling it'd just be like hanging out with another dude.
Yeah, 100%.
Over there playing GoldenEye. Hey, grab the controller.
Yeah.
Dun,
And,
dun, 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 dun,
Right.
dun, 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 dun,
And I could be wrong,
And-
but that's the impression that he gives off.
and kind of in that vein, part of it might also just be, oh, Hannah's gone. Womp womp.
Yeah, she says she'd be right back.
Part of that might just be the fact that everything just kind of feels fake, like everything. So when you have someone who's just genuine, it's really fucking weird at times.
Actually, that's an interesting point.
I
One
had-
of the what?
Wait, fuck, hold on. Can you guys hear me? Or
Yeah.
can I
Yeah,
hear you
we can
guys?
hear you. Can you not hear us?
I'll take that as a no. I can't hear you guys. Shit.
Okay.
But-
Well, you should
Okay.
drop out.
So I
and come
got a
back in.
buddy of mine. We've always kind of joked
Where's
around that
Lovecraft?
he's almost certainly a serial killer.
Right.
And the reason is he's a 50-year-old man who's never married, always lived alone, makes 6 figures a year. The motherfucker's loaded, lives in an apartment, and it looks like a fucking museum from the 1980s. It is every single figurine, every single Transformer, GoBot, He-Man figure, anything you can imagine.
Sure.
It's Candyland. He obviously he collects Magic the Gathering cards, all of this stuff, right? And I figured when he was staying in the house over there that when he moved, he'd move into a larger place to get more stuff. But instead, he sold off a massive amount of it and moved into an apartment that is even more immaculate than the apartment he lived in before, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to know where he hides the bodies. I mean, this dude's Dexter if Dexter was more vanilla. I have
like
never, I'm in
Frodo
a
the
small
Clown,
town. I have the most scandalous thing I've ever heard about this kid. And like I said, he's like 55, 54 years old. The most scandalous thing I've ever heard about him is he once made out with a chick that went to school here, which he went to school here. So that's not even a scandalous thing. if you
Well, I would
catch my
check
drift.
to see what kind of flooring his parents' basement has.
Okay, so interesting point there. That house burned down years ago.
Like I said, I would
Gotcha.
check
I
that.
dig it.
Because Pogo the Clown comes to mind.
Does he
And
have
if
a
I
Euro?
recall, he cemented a bunch of dead children into his basement flooring.
right.
Does he have a
So-
Euro? Squatch. Does he have a Euro shop by chance?
Not that I'm aware of.
Pogo
Okay.
the clown.
As far as I
loves to
know,
mess around.
what he
That-
does
They're
is
buried underground.
he is the IT technician for a multi-million-dollar international company, and he sits around and writes programs to automatically do his job so he doesn't have to go in, and he makes super buku money doing this, right? And he is absurdly intelligent, and that's coming from me, bro. Like he's fucking scary smart. Scary, man.
People who are that smart tend to have problems connecting with objective reality, though.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
That's why
disagree
they
with that.
become engineers and shit.
Yeah, on average. But here's the thing: objective reality versus what he's managed to create over there. I can't imagine what his retirement package looks like.
Oh, sure.
I mean, he's been working for the same company for 35 years. Like, he's got like another 3 years, 4 years before he fucking retires, something like that. And if I'm not mistaken, he retired from his previous job, which was he was offered retirement when they sold out, and he went to work for the company that they sold out to, and got a retirement package from the company that they bought.
You're right, Ariel. You could just do like Shadu and eat them.
I just skip all of that shit. I live in a swamp, and there are so many stinky holes already in the swamp.
That begs a question, actually, because if we put some glasses on Shadow, there would be a vague resemblance. Do you, by any chance, Shadu, in your apartment, have a 55-gallon blue drum?
No.
By any chance? Okay.
Are you making a
Citric
Are you making a
body
Breaking
parts
Bad
in it.
reference?
No, I'm making a Jeffrey Dahmer reference.
Oh, go fuck yourself. Go.
Citric acid body
No,
parts. Yes.
no. Go fuck yourself. I told
He
you
did.
that. I told you about the time that two separate people, first day at work, told me, "Hey, you give me Dahmer vibes, not in the gay way." Go fuck
That's
yourself.
because you look
man.
like him.
You kind of
No, I
look
look
like him a little bit.
You
No,
give
I
me
look like a
Dahmer
fat-
vibes in both the serial killer and the gay way. So it kinda,
I look like a Fed. According to Squatch's chat, I look like a Fed.
so feds can't be
Yeah,
gay.
no, that is true. He came on camera one night. Everybody in chat was like, "Hey, who's the Fed?" I was like, "You're not wrong,
I just suppose most feds are gay.
right?" That checks out.
Oh
No,
man, he's sitting over there pounding away at a rump roast. Turns out it used to be attached to an actual black dude.
No, the best part about the looking like a Fed shit is every once in a while I'll bitch about people Fed posting on Twitter, and one of my buddies will be like, "Dude, you can't fucking talk. You're literally a Fed."
You are so patriot front.
Dude, you're more Fed than the FBI.
Yes.
You don't
You're
glow,
a
you
board
shine.
federal.
You're
Yeah.
a CIA,
You
FBI,
literally, he's shiny.
NSC, FBI.
Holy
Oh man,
shit!
you're like. Did you ever see oh, what the hell was that?
Actually, let me put it this way: you're the feds.
Stardust.
Those feds work for.
Yeah. Did you ever see Stardust?
No.
Like Charlie Cox and Claire Danes?
I think so.
Okay.
That's the one where
First
she
of all-
follows the fallen star and has to go
Yeah,
get the
yeah,
damn
yeah.
thing, and it's
So-
a beautiful blonde bitch.
Towards the end of the movie, when she's holding Charlie Cox and she says, "Close your eyes," and she's like, "What are you gonna do?" And he goes, "I'm gonna do what stars do best." And then she shines and burns away all the evil in the fucking room with her glow. Right? That's you. That's you. You shine. You do not glow. Glows are some that you can spot in the dark. You shine.
There's
That's
no
how
darkness
petty
in
you
your
are.
resonance.
You shine,
Hey, I'll-
Golden Boy. Goldie. Is it Golden Boy from Outsiders?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stay
Pony
golden,
Boy.
Pony Boy.
Pony boy,
Stay
stay
shiny,
golden,
Gold.
pony boy.
Stay golden, Pony Boy. Yeah, I was
Stay
saying there's something
shiny,
like that is
boy.
sticking in my head.
Shadoo.
I'm perfectly fine making the darkness flee. I'm cool with that. If it keeps,
I mean,
if it keeps Sam away, I'll take that. I'll buy that for $1.
We're not talking about chasing black people away, you racist son of a bitch.
No, that's
I
what.
don't
No,
get
that's
it.
what
Why
I'm.
do you always
I'm
take this
green.
directly to God, dude?
No, Devil, I'm green, not blue. It's people in towels I don't like. I don't really care about melanin counts. It's towel.
How about
color.
redheads and towels? Better yet, redheads
Wait.
out of towels.
Towels worn on the head in general, I'm not a fan of.
that depends.
Do
Is
like
the
correction.
towel on their head or is it on the floor?
Technically, it's not a towel; it's a little sheet.
Fine, you know what?
They're
Rags,
sheet
rags,
heads.
rags on the head, not counting do rags. Is that better? Is that acceptable?
That works.
Okay,
why
that
not?
works.
That's all the same in the end. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Utah, guard your loins.
Right. Lawfare. Biden judge Amanda Brailsford just blocked Utah's bathroom law opening women's restrooms to men days before it took effect on July 1st. Voters passed protections. One unelected Biden appointee overrode them all. Right?
Mm-hmm. See, we used to have this thing in this country called checks and balances, but it seems like the judicial branch can and will and is doing whatever the fuck it wants.
I mean, each of the branches can do whatever the fuck they want. It takes the other branches going, no, stop. You're not allowed to do that to actually stop them from doing what they're doing.
But effectively, all this does is delay it until it's taken to a higher court. That's all it does. But that's what they're buying is time. That's it.
Yeah. They're doing this
plenty of
because
time for somebody to get assaulted in a bathroom, though, multiple times.
Yeah, well, that's their plan. It's the same thing. A lot of the stuff in California passed. A lot of the things they do in California, they know is going to go up to a higher court. It's going to get shot down because it has absolutely no legs to stand on when it comes to freaking the Constitution. But it gets them a victory. They get to wave their little flag and say, "Look what we did. We stopped this bad thing from happening." And in this case, they're trying to push it to hopefully they figure the tides will change and they'll be able to keep whatever rule they made. It's just kicking the can down the road, essentially.
Yeah. And I mean, if you've paid attention to the last 60 years, kicking the can down the road always benefits the progressive. The freaking right winger will just always accept the right winger gets boiled like a frog. And then the moment they turn the temperature too much up, the right winger pushes it back a little bit and then just sits down as they continue to push everything forward until the right winger gets fed up.
Yeah. Like I was watching a video just yesterday while I was working out of Andrew Wilson on debating these two leftists, and one of them was talking about them getting rid of all the what's that organization aid, the America
USAID.
Giving all that money to all those foreign things, and he's all like, I'm not totally against them pulling back on giving all this money to these foreign countries for their healthcare and all that. I just think it should have been done slowly and methodically and taken 7 years instead of just cutting it off like real quick. I'm seeing there like that's because your stupid side wants it to go slow so that if the presidency does swing back to the left, you can pull back any receding of it and go right back to fitting the bill for the entire world. That's why you don't want to cut off quickly, because if you cut shit off quickly, it's done. We're out. Goodbye. You do it slowly.
You have to plenty of time to fuck us over.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
It's one part
There's
of that,
more
but
to it, though. There's more to hold on a second. There's more to it though. When you pull the string and the balloon goes up, that cuts off funds to things that were illicitly being funded through those funds, right? And so suddenly you have all kinds of crap going haywire. Antifa's turning on itself. Suddenly they're being convicted all over the place. There's no more coverage for any of that. Also, there doesn't seem to be any money for bricks for the riots. There's not nearly as many protests. They don't seem to be paying for the protests anymore, right? Am I wrong? I mean, call me out if I get something off base. I mean, all of that seems to have been attached somehow to USAID.
Yeah, it was.
Along with transing mice.
Yeah, but
come on, that's critical studies, dude.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, I get growing ears on mice, but like cutting their junk off and calling them a girl? Where does that get fun?
That's a good quote.
But even separate to the element of the power politic component of like, hey, we'll just kick it down the road until we have power, then we don't have to change it. Even if that's not the case, giving them the benefit of the doubt, it's the mindset from these kinds of people where society has been so immersed in the feminine outlook, which is the low and slow, take your time, rooted in the like anthropological gatherer component of hunter-gatherer, whereas the decisive action scares the fuck out of them because that's more of a masculine trait where you would find in the hunter component. Where decisive action, you can't control all the variables. You take the action and then see what happens afterwards. You don't go slow. You don't do your studies. You don't have a control group. You just fucking do it based on your assumption. And then if you're wrong, you make another decision based on what was wrong versus slow and controlled. And these people are too fucking scared just to take the jump.
And I don't even know what to do about these radical judges, because the thing is, I know that people said that they should be able to be impeached. The only problem is I'm afraid that what'll happen is whatever side's in power will just start impeaching every judge that doesn't agree with them and replace them, just to have that happen again in 4 years. So I'm kind of against that, but there needs to be some thing that looks into these and says, if you made a decision because of politics, not because of the actual thing, which in some cases is completely obvious that it's their opinion, not actually judicial, having anything to do with law, then yeah, they should be thrown out of their office. Just like if a referee does bad calls all the time, his questioning should be called in and say, why are you have bad choices?
That depends on what level you're at, because I do think there are processes in place for like municipal, county, and so on judges to be removed if they're found, at fault for whatever thing. The only one I know for sure has protections against that is the United States Supreme Court, where it's appointed for life. I don't think they can be removed. They can be shamed into stepping down.
Qualified immunity goes all the way to the top, bro. It's actually quite the little octopus with its fingers everywhere through implication, not law.
Yeah, we've had too many of them do this over and over again, where they'll block Trump, and everyone will be like, but that's so not in line with the law. But somehow 6 months later they'll do it again because no one gets them out of office. So if they do have those in place, those mechanisms, they're not using them, and they need to. These assholes need to be thrown out of there and lose their career. It's like, okay, you want to stop Trump for 6 months, go ahead, but you're the one who's going to lose your entire career and never work in law again.
Well, see, Devil, there's actually precedent to this problem. When the president's taking an action that a large number of people are down with, and the judicial system goes, no, you can't. That's no. The president can just ignore them. And the fuck are they going to do? Case in point, Andrew Jackson. Congress and the judicial system muled and were like, no, you can't kick out the Cherokee. You can't. That's against the rules. And he went, okay, cool, and did it. Whether or not you agree or disagree with the action he took, he fucking did it. They told him not to. He just went, okay, and did it anyway. And there was nothing they could fucking do to stop them because he had the power in that situation and they didn't. So if any of these judges want to go, no, I gavel, you can't do that. Just fucking ignore them. What the fuck are they going to do?
Well, we also, but that's exactly what a lot these judges are doing. It's like when you have government that literally just says, we know we don't have the power. We know that's not in our purview, but we're just going to do it and fuck you, because by the time you fight it, our situation's already accomplished.
Damage is done.
That's exactly exactly what they're doing with this. They know that it's not going to hold up to scrutiny, but it doesn't matter. It stops it, which is their intent. So I don't like the president doing that if I don't like freaking the judicial doing that. It's just as kind of fucked up. I wish they all stayed in their lane.
I would rather use a halberd because I disagree with the application of the repeating rifle. I am the moral one, therefore I will see victory as I face down a man with a repeating rifle.
Here's the thing about the problem with your fucking argument there, kid, because I understand what you're saying, and I actually to an extent agree with it. But if you don't take a stand on your morals, right, you end up becoming the enemy, and they fucking win anyway, whether or not you come out on top.
Well, this isn't a question of morals. This is a question of application.
Okay, substitute any other word for morals that would fit the fucking sentence. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I absolutely get it. Once you set the precedent for something to be done, it's going to be done no matter what. The issue here is the fact that the precedent wasn't even set recently. Like, this has been a thing throughout all of American politics, where we have our system, and at the moment the system is inconvenient to achieve a goal, we ignore the system, we achieve the goal, and then we go back to the system. The issue we're having now is the issue that we're having now is people aren't willing to go back to the system because they think, well, I need to hold on to the power because we've just become so fucking devised and polarized.
Hold on, Squatch. You need to go.
No, he's
just walking. He's just walking moose.
Just walking his dog. He'll be back in a couple minutes, man.
All right. I saw 3 minutes and I was okay. He has to take off.
Yeah, no, he said he'll be back in 3 minutes. Anyway, apparently he has a dog that's about the size of a small moose.
I thought maybe it was some kind of thing like he wanted to go touch himself.
It could also be.
I gotta go walk the moose.
Sure. You know, I've never actually seen Mrs. Squatch. If you're listening and you're a real person, I'm very sorry for that comment. But if you're not and you're like something else entirely, I'm gonna speculate wildly. I do find it interesting, Shadow, that you went to Jackson and his displacement of certain tribes, rather than later on Lincoln with his suspension of habeas corpus.
Well, because whenever I bring up the fact that Lincoln was by definition a dictator, people get really, really, really uncomfortable for some reason. Versus when I mentioned about Jackson, they go, "Yeah, I guess, yeah." For some
Jackson
reason,
was an asshole. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, that's why he was. That's why I don't hate him. That's why I loved. For whatever reason, maybe it's because I am one. I fucking love jackasses because they get shit done when you need to get shit done. I mean, that's also kind of the reason. Hi, Mike. Kind of the reason I don't necessarily like or hate Lincoln. I'm just kind of net neutral about Lincoln. But the fact that he did recognize that, hey, the system is not going to allow me to do what I'm doing or what I need to do. I'm going to ignore parts of it to get done what I need to get done based on my moral outlook. And then suspending of habeas corpus, jailing political opposition, doing some other shady shit to keep a wartime economy going when it's
freed the slaves.
I mean, that was perfectly within his power to do. I don't see.
Look, not every outcome of that war was a bad thing, but I think overall, yeah, like what Ariel's saying here is largely correct. Is that Lincoln broke America, because prior to him, certain things were in place and certain ways of doing things were in place, and since him, not so much. Like the whole Congress showing up once or twice a year to actually get shit done, then going back to their day jobs like everybody else because it was a duty and not a career.
I would not put that someone other. If it was not Lincoln, it was going to be someone else. The fraying and the issues that the Union was having, it was going to burst no matter what. If it wasn't going to be the slavery issue, it was going to be something else down the line that would have kicked that off. Lincoln just happened to be the right person or the individual at the moment in time to cause those issues to come to fruition. It's like Kaiser. Caesar just seized an opportunity. It could have been Pompey. It could have been Marius. It could have been fucking Augustus. It could have been some other random motherfucker whose name we never learned because he never amounted to anything. All of the issues were happening. Nothing was going to stop them. One man just happened to be the focal point for all of them. And then died and we remembered him.
That's fair. I'll give you that. Yeah, if it wasn't Lincoln, it would have been somebody else. You're right.
Yeah.
But I do hate it's to me, it's the same as I just hate when something gets pushed instead of it happening. I'm fucking retarded at this point.
Happening naturally.
Happening naturally. It's just like the gay marriage thing. It was heading towards gay marriage being legalized in all the states. It was heading that way. A couple more years, it'd have been fine. But then the Supreme Court stepping in and saying, no, we're going to make it where it has to happen in all these states. I don't like it happening that way. It was the same thing that we're going to eventually abolish slavery, but doing it through war and killing a bunch of people, not the way I would have done it, So, yeah, but you're right. If it wasn't him, it would have been somebody else. So I guess you can't 100% throw it on him. But
the worst part for me, hold up. The worst part for me, it's the same problem that we have with all of these judges is that Lincoln was a lawyer by trade. It's lawyers. Lawyers are the problem.
Yes. Kill the lawyers.
No, it's not. It's not 100%. Lawyers. It's
even ancient Rome knew lawyers were the problem.
Hey, no, look, actors and prostitutes. Lawyers were allowed out in the square during festivals. Actors and prostitutes weren't.
Shouldn't be. They shouldn't be allowed out.
Isn't Amira lawyer adjacent?
She's a paralegal.
Yeah, she's a paralegal. She works for a law firm. She's also a Muslim. I mean, yeah, I could go in on that too.
Yeah, but actually, the thing about like the Civil War, or I fucking hate using the word Civil War because it wasn't really. If it's a Civil War, the Revolutionary War should have been called the First Civil War. But whenever I try to apply a different label, people get butthurt. So for the purposes of this Civil War, the actual cause of the Civil War, while slavery is the sixth grader answer for it, it's a lot more complicated. It's more of the
Oh,
fact
yeah.
that you had. It's the more of the fact that you had the South and the North at the start of the Confederation that we call the United States of America were more or less on equal footing economically, politically, military. Like there was an equal footing. It was an equal partnership between two blocks. And then over time, due to changes in culture, technology, and just sheer bad luck on the part of the South, they shifted from being an equal partner to a junior partner in a three-way partnership between the North, the South, and the West. And because of that, they started recognizing subconsciously, they still like went, oh, well, we want our slaves, but there's the subconscious understanding that the North is taking precedence, is becoming the dominant partner, which eventually just means they will run the Confederacy, they will run the Republic. And so there were calls to like, hey, let us do our thing. We understand you are becoming the dominant partner. Just let us do what we want to do in our territory. And the North went, no, we're going to skew everything about the nation to our needs. And the South went, tight, Revolutionary War 2.0, we're leaving. And rightly, Lincoln went, yeah, you're not fucking doing that. We need to stay a united front to keep Europe out from fucking us. And then you had the Civil War kick off. And then McClellan sucked so bad, Lincoln had to shift the war from maintaining political unity to making it a slavery issue, which the Confederates referencing slavery in pretty much all of their documents made a very fucking easy switch. But it was more about it was power. It was purely power rooted in diverging societies. Had the South ended slavery 5 years prior, you would have still seen the same shit end up happening. There would have just been different calls.
Yeah, possibly. I wasn't sure you were finished. I was just kind of gonna let you go and go because you were just going and going and going.
Yeah, apologies. I'm very passionate about that war. Just because, like, World War I, World War II, the Gulf Wars, like all that shit, people are willing to have a more nuanced conversation about that. World War II is more of a recent. We'll have a nuanced conversation about that, but no one wants to have a nuanced conversation about the Civil War. It's always we needed to crush slavery, and if you like the South, you're evil. And well, the North took away my states' rights. Ergo, Lincoln is an evil, tyrannical bastard. I mean.
Yeah.
I would call him that because I like evil, tyrannical bastards. But, like, that's, from me, it's a compliment. For most people, it's not. When there's a deeper conversation there to be had, and most people just
I get you. Look, some of the things that the South was saying, they had a point. They did. But I also think that Jefferson Davis would have proved to be equally the tyrant that Lincoln was.
Probably.
Yeah. He didn't. And then his,
I feel like I
his
might
toy boy
regret the
actor got all
conversation that
butthurt
just
about it.
took place on my channel.
Yeah. It's
Nothing that we
And
get
I missed it
canceled.
because I was walking a moose.
Yeah,
right.
Dude, when I first read that, I was literally like, "What? It sounds like he's fucking saying he's gonna go rub one out or some shit. I'm gonna go walk my moose." And I was all like,
I have a
3 minutes,
bull
I was like, "He's gotta
mastiff.
go."
I have a big mastiff named Moose, and he's 130 some odd pounds. And when he wants to go out, he just kind of pushes you over. So
pictures or it doesn't happen. I want to see pictures of Doug.
Yeah. He doesn't like cameras, man. He really gets wigged out by anything.
Oh, so he's like a spider.
What?
Spiders don't like cameras.
I've never.
It's because they got
pulled
8
my
eyes.
camera
Man.
out
You
and
want
had
a
a
flash
spider
going off
run.
in 8 eyes?
Well, no, it's because they can detect like the light. That like because like cameras they flash you with light even if don't have the flash on, they still have like a light component. The spider's able to detect that light, and they're like, I'm being observed. I don't want to be observed because observation usually leads to me being dead.
Sure. I'm just saying they got 8 eyes. Of course they can you know, like I would appreciate having light flashed in
Got
them
a
either.
question.
Yo.
Can you answer me a question for me?
Maybe.
Depends.
Did your parents have any kids that lived?
Me and my 2 siblings, and they regret all 3 of us. Why?
They just ate each other in the womb like shark babies.
How shitty of a womb was that if Shadoo's the one that won?
Right. Oh man. Yeah. Anywho, we're gonna move on slightly because this next thing I picked up specifically for you, Shadoo, because I think that this is just perfect for you.
If this is fucking clavicular, if this is clavicular, if this is that, okay, it's not clavicular. All right, cool.
No, it's not.
I make your comments into Cursed Kids toys, and today it's baby's first Warhammer 40k chainsword. You guys asked for a toy to get your toddlers into 40k, so
First of all, no toddler should be anywhere near 40k.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, but just shut up and take my money. I'm not going to let a toddler touch it. It's mine, goddammit.
Sam,
My
I
rattle.
agree with you. I wish Games Workshop agreed with you because a few years back they released a fucking children's book line and released a children's show for 40k, and it's just as gay as it sounds.
I just want to see your kid freaking trying to cut the head off the neighbor's kid with his rattle.
I'm teaching my kids OPSEC first. It'd be a fucking garrote wire before a chainsword.
For the Emperor!
here it is. Let me show you its features. The teeth are on a rail, so they slide around, mimicking the movement of a toothed chain. There's of course a classic rattle at the end of the handle, and the main feature is these Space Marine chapter sigil-shaped puzzle pieces. Now your child can start to learn the different Space Marine chapters. The shapes only fit into their correct spots, and they magnet on.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't one of the chapters complete thing is the control of all things mechanical?
The only ones I can think of is you're talking about the Iron Hands, and it's more that they rip off their body parts and replace them with technology because they're...
Yeah, that would fit. Okay, go ahead. We're good.
Now, I did make this chainsword a bit on the small end to be more child-sized, but in doing so, that meant the puzzle pieces are a bit smaller than I'd like them to be if this was a real toy. But it's not a real toy. None of these are real toys. But that is all I have for you today. Make sure to leave a comment on what I should toyify next.
Okay, so we're going to hell.
I just think that Shadoo really needs that.
He does need it.
Yeah. I mean, Boosh is recommending a show to you guys that I would agree is also a very good show. They had a very good Christmas special.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, so the reason I brought this one in was because A, we haven't done much of her content in a minute, and B, I was scrolling through. I actually went through recent videos because I've been so busy lately, man. I've missed a bunch of uploads from a bunch of people. So this was a few days ago, but I think it ties in nicely with a lot of stuff. And for those of you wondering what we're talking about here, Futurama is now.
Bring up the love of my life.
Not alive, but not dead. Disembodied human brains used for drug testing. By restoring some functions to intact brains from deceased donors, the startup Bexorg, oh no, hopes to create a better drug development test bed for neurodegenerative diseases. They're making fucking zombie brains, people.
They're making fucking stalkers from Mortal Engines.
I mean, that's one way to look at it. Yeah, I suppose.
Like they're not even
Reavers.
they're not even making servitors from 40k because we can already make servitors relatively chill. They're making fucking stalkers.
Reading the whole headline here, it sounds more like they're making RoboCop 2.
I mean, RoboCop is basically a stalker, but not steampunk.
No, RoboCop 2, man. The Kane, the guy who was addicted to drugs.
There's a 2?
Anna.
Yes, there is a second version. Did you not see RoboCop 2? Because that's the name of the second generation of robots as well as the movie.
I'm gonna be dead ass. I thought there was only the first one and then the fucking the remake that no one likes.
Holy
There's
shit!
like
No, there's
3 of the
RoboCop
original
1,
movies.
RoboCop 2, RoboCop 3. There's 4 different.
RoboCop 3 is
miniseries
RoboCop
and
versus
and a
ninjas.
regular series. There was a Saturday morning cartoon at one point. There was a whole toy line. Like, no, RoboCop was huge in the 80s, man.
Yeah, RoboCop 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Half
Also,
of the
RoboCop 2 and 3 were
freaking
both
cops
written by
that are
Frank Miller.
cops today are cops partly because of some shit they saw on RoboCop.
Right.
The cartoon was enormous, bro. The toy line from that cartoon was even bigger.
Yeah. There's a off-brand toy line you can get with Melted Emil from the first movie.
Boosh, if we had a naughty corner, you would be in it, dude. What the hell?
RoboCop was there. Hey now.
I know.
So hold on. He has a point. RoboCop 3 was not peak writing.
No, RoboCop 3 was ass. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But RoboCop overall, not so much. Not so much.
I don't know. I kind of
Not the
like the
first
idea
one,
of
especially not the
RoboCop
first one.
versus ninjas. It was, I mean, there's that.
You should, if you haven't, you should read the 4-issue miniseries RoboCop versus Terminator,
you
which
go.
was in fact also written by Frank Miller, and it's way
Accepted.
better than RoboCop 3.
Accepted, Boosh.
But yeah,
All
Miller,
right, let's see
Miller
what
wrote the
Snuck's
first
got
2
to
movies,
say
or
about
the
it.
second and third movies. But yeah, anyway, let's do the thing.
And kept alive post-mortem in a vat. There's not a lot of things that I look at in science and just immediately say, no, we should not be doing this, but this is one of them and it is fascinating. I did have to stare at a wall for a little while and decide how I wanted to talk about this one. In 2019, researchers shocked the world when they revived pig brains 4 hours post-mortem. They restored circulation and some cell activity. Global cell activity was in fact restored, but consciousness was not. And they've taken their vision one step further and revived human brains. The company.
So
Yeah.
there was this prophet. His name was Romero.
George A. by any chance?
The same.
You've heard
That
of him?
guy right there. You've heard the prophecy, huh?
They're coming for you, Barbara. Look,
They're
there's
coming to
one
get you,
now.
Barbara. There's one now.
I'm currently playing a scene from the first of the Wolfenstein remakes, Old Blood, I think is what it was called. Where one of the side characters goes on a rant about consciousness, electrical signals, etc. My question is this: if you do this to the brain, right? Like you don't put it into the vat. You do whatever this process is in while it's within the human body. So the human goes mortem, it's dead. You manage to repair the damage, restart the brain using this method. Will it be the person that was remembered, or will, because you're starting the electrical process from the beginning, will it be a completely blank slate that now needs to relearn everything about being human?
Okay. So I'm going to take this from a physics perspective, because you either go physics, biochemical, or chemical, right? Because there's no room in science for religiosity and the fuzzy wuzzies.
Yeah, no, I would agree.
Biochemically speaking, once full action of the brain returns to function, it should be the same person. It should have the same memories, whatever else might have happened, assuming that repair was possible. I don't believe it's actually possible, right? So I don't think you'll get much more than a faint imitation of something that used to be life. We're literally doing the modern Prometheus here, folks.
100%. 100%. We're gonna make flesh golems soon. You know, like ambulatory ones.
Well, I mean, if she's like 5'3" and can do my dishes, I don't got a problem with it.
Well, because one of the things I'm thinking of is like the immediate thought line of like where this is coming to me, or at least what I think they would immediately start doing with this shit is let's go down the line. 4 years from now, when we're second Amero-Iranian war, we actually put boots on the ground. Some 19-year-old PFC gets stitched up with some 5.56 or something. They pull him out of the hole, they fix him up, and then they do this again and send him back in on repeat, just making him relive the fucking horrors of war. Is it going to be the same dude having multiple instances of I die, I live, I die again? Or is it going to be each individual time it's like just a fucking barely ambulatory zombie ghoul thing.
Have you
what my
ever
brain
seen Soldier, the Kurt Russell film Soldier?
No, there's a lot of movies that you guys have seen that I have not seen.
I know. This is another one that's worth the watch because it answers that very question. It actually asks and prepares you for the answer of that very question to an extent.
To a very limited degree, Universal Soldier touches on it too.
Yes, that's another good one for that. The implication being that if you make a perfect soldier, it is no longer human. And if you have a human soldier, then it is automatically flawed.
Yeah. Oh, I would absolutely agree with that. The most complicated part of making good good warfare equipment is the human component.
Uh-huh.
Oh, sure. Here's the thing. It's not often that an M16 loses its fucking shit and decides to kill 27 people in the same regiment. But that does happen PFC sometimes.
Yeah. Well, even separate from that, because like the human, you gotta like consider its emotional well-being. Exactly. Yeah. You got to consider its emotional well-being. You have to train it. You got to wait like 16 years before you can put a weapon into it. If you're trying to be vaguely moral, 12 years if you don't want to be moral. Like the human component's the really like ugly part. If you could just reanimate a corpse and then make it pick up a weapon and just go forward, like that's a lot less issues.
That is horrifying that you think that. You just justified every necromancer ever written about in every fantasy campaign ever.
Squatch. There's a reason why I self-identify as lawful evil, desperately trying to be lawful good.
That's not going to work, bro. Try some neutral. Have you ever heard of neutral? Neutral is some wild shit, bro. You can do some of that evil shit, but you kind of consciously counter it with good stuff, right?
My natural inclination is towards evil, but that would make Jesus sad.
You
so
can
I try to
be a
good.
better
I'm
person, is what I'm saying.
I'm a bad person.
You're not listening.
I'm a bad person worshiping a good God.
You're not listening. What I'm saying is be a better person tomorrow than you were today. That is all. You will gradually evolve from lawful evil into anything else that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like there is a path. I try to follow that path best as I can, but I also recognize the failures of my meat sack.
Yeah, but you have a tendency to say similar things, but while taking us on this whole like lengthy journey around town and through a bunch of random cul-de-sacs, and then finally getting back to the point where what he said was a succinct one sentence thing.
He says genocide, but he says it by talking about a bunch of other shit and coming back to the genocide again later. That's essentially what he's saying: is kill them all, let God sort them out, we'll figure it out in the aftermath and fix it in post.
Well, because there's different methods and motivations behind genocides, I need to make sure that there's a specific understanding of the variant I'm speaking to. I'm looking.
You don't actually in a casual conversation.
Hold on.
This is not a casual conversation.
No. There is one flavor of genocide, sir.
Making everybody else on the other side dead.
There is no variation. There are methods, but that doesn't change it.
Yeah, I'm speaking to the methodology.
Don't.
Yeah.
Here, listen to this instead.
Varies, but it doesn't really matter much because the result is the same. Weasel?
It's called Nexorg. They are the creators of the BrainX platform. They've raised over $42 million for this research. They've also experimented with over 700 human brains, so an awful lot of people have agreed to this. This too could end up being a platform for computation because we have found out that you can do computation with a human brain, and this is very much the same idea, just using the outputs of medical trials as information to process. I really don't want to see living human brains becoming a form of computation. I mean, the brain organoids were weird enough. Fortunately, I don't think this is as valuable to learn new skills the way that brain organoids learn them. Now, Brain in a Vat was supposed to be a philosophical conversation because how can we ever know that we are truly experiencing the world?
The main difference here is that she's talking about something that's decaying, whereas the brain organoids were newly cloned cells.
Right.
which would indicate like that they probably would be more useful in terms of like finding shit out and poking at them and prodding them and experimenting with them because they're not decaying yet because they're not dead yet. If that makes sense. It made sense to me.
Can I bring up something completely tangential? It has nothing to do with nothing,
No,
but
how
still
dare
surprised
you?
me.
Never squatch.
Well, I'm doing it anyway. Are you aware that a handful of Scottish blokes seem to have literally drank Boston dry, with the exception of Bud Light?
Yeah. Oh my God.
So here's my question. Boston is full of the Irish. I don't know if you realize this, but it's a big deal, right? So they're already on the strangling end of being able to keep this supplied with beer. And they knew that there was a whole bunch of Scottish blokes coming over.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you not prep for that shit, dude? If I lived in Boston and I knew that 10,000 Scotsmen were coming, I would just go
the
feel.
Irish do not like the Scots.
I don't care. I like their fucking money, and I would fill my entire goddamn apartment full of fucking kegs. I know what's happening. Apocalypse 2026.
No. Two completely different cultures. Completely different people, and
to be fair,
Yes,
Boston Irish is almost a completely different thing than Irish at this point too.
It is, but I'm just saying it's kind of where we keep our Irish if they're not in the Appalachians.
We used to keep them in jail.
Yeah, I know, or making railroads. There was that whole indentured servitude chapter too. Don't forget that bit.
And then shipping them off to war zones. The Irish have been abused.
oh,
Yeah, we were good for that shit.
You guys know nothing about football. Am I the only?
I'm sorry. Hold on.
You mean soccer?
About football.
It's soccer.
Soccer.
It's soccer.
I know Herschel Walker is a god, madam, but you can't tell me less.
Listen, Anna, we won like what 2-1 and then 4-1 against two countries that call it football. It's soccer. It's soccer at least until 2027.
Even the Australians call it soccer.
The American way of doing things is putting adverts, making everything so like, oh yeah, optional, and like capitalist this. And, oh, sorry, I'm not trying to be a Marxist or anything, but
you're succeeding quite nicely.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be, but I'm really good at it.
It's our
really good at it.
England. Whoever the hell, like, we have different teams everywhere, different leagues. You guys have all this.
We're one nation, chick. We're not 36 broken freaking states that all have world champions. I mean, that's ridiculous, dude. You know, Texas has a nuclear option in their constitution. I had read about this before and I'd forgotten about it. In the off chance, and this was apparently written into its constitution or its charter or its whatever you call it. In the off chance that immediately before secession from the Union, all avenues have to be explored, right? Yeah. Texas has articles of secession already in place in Washington, ready to go. They vote on it every year and pass it. They have since the Civil War. But anyway, they have a doomsday option that would break Texas into 5 different states, creating 5 new Congresses, 5 new delegate states that would have to be taken into account.
Yeah.
And you have to take them into account.
I don't know that necessarily nukes are on the table, but we're also one of the few states that actually has them. But
I get what you're saying there, bro.
We have stuff in place.
Don't fuck with me. I'm in Georgia. I've got all that shit.
Right. So I was like, we've got stuff in place just in case we need to declare ourselves a sovereign nation, including an alternate currency and system of government. Mm-hmm. Just in case. right here in
Just in
Wyoming.
case, bro.
Now, to answer your question, and it's part of the reason that we don't know anything about what we call soccer and what you call football is that it's not important in the United States. The only reason we get involved in the World Cup is because there's a world championship involved, and that we care about. But the game itself is not that important here. Like it's played by middle schoolers. It's not played on any like serious professional level here.
I can't
for the
name
World Cup.
a single soccer player.
And the women's soccer league doesn't count as serious and professional.
No, it's literally like American football with like the pigskin. Kind of sort of baseball. It's a little bit dead, but it's not as dead as soccer is here.
Oh, please
And then
don't bring
UFC.
baseball into it. Oh my gosh, dude.
Baseball's more popular in the States than soccer is. Like that's
it
just
trips me out.
how it is. I'm sorry.
Lacrosse and lacrosse and hockey have similar rules because they're derived from similar games.
Yeah.
This game in question was also, it's generally speaking, the same games that the Mayans played in their ball courts.
Minus the head.
I mean, it was different in different places, but yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah. That was actually, I think the head thing was the Aztecs centuries later, but yeah.
Sure, but it was in general, generally speaking, the same game. Put ball through hole or die. Only lacrosse, which I thought was funny. Lacrosse gives you a stick, which I think is nuts.
I think that ties back to like hunting with an atlatl.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've got
Because that's
drills and
essentially
stuff.
what it is for balls. Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. If chicks play, they get to use their hands, right?
What, in soccer?
In lacrosse.
Oh, I don't know.
They can use the stick
attention.
and their hands to throw the balls. I'm almost certain.
Maybe. Lacrosse is another sport that honestly I don't think gets paid attention too much outside of the Ivy League circuits.
You're right.
Guys, if
And
you want to talk about polo,
There's another one that
Why?
nobody fucking plays who doesn't walk around in a fucking turtleneck all day long
Dude.
with a patch on the chest.
Captain Curmudgeon has gotten into a cricket phase for some strange reason, and he keeps wanting to talk about dodgy wickets, and I have no fucking clue what he's talking about.
I will not
I
touch
don't-
your dodgy wicket.
I only know that sticky wicket is a term that comes from that game.
Oh, I don't know what he's talking. I just nod and wait for the show to start because as soon as the show starts, he's fine. It's just
We've given freaking Abe shit on the pub about freaking cricket before, haven't we? I'm pretty sure we had a conversation where we were teasing him
we did.
all the terms
I
and
think
stuff.
it was more rugby than it was cricket.
Cricket is everybody agrees.
I think we were teasing him.
Cricket
Like,
is boring as fuck. Everybody agrees.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
why
the
we turned it
Indians
into
don't.
baseball.
No,
It's still boring, but
baseball's
we get
not
drinks in the
boring.
seventh inning.
baseball is about the only fucking game that you can watch completely sitting down with your feet propped up. Never raise your pulse above 70. Like there's nothing going on there, bro.
Look, it is America's pastime, but it is past its time, I think.
So I don't think you're wrong. I don't think people have. I mean, its only
Nobody
importance remains simply in two features, right? One, it's already ensconced in the high school, middle school, little league, that whole sequence and series, right? It's known the world over. And so there's that. And then there's the fact that baseball, which basketball is coming on real strong on this, baseball is one of the few things that you can get 4 generations of men in a front yard and be able to stand around and toss a ball and talk about it.
Sure,
Right.
sure.
can
The other thing is that when was the last time that the whole country was geared towards baseball? The whole country was excited about baseball. I'll tell you when it was. It was when we had roided up freaks like Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa
Yeah,
in the
right.
home run race. That was the last time
Jacking the
anybody gave a shit about
motherfuckers
it.
into the stratosphere.
Can we please play this video? I can only be a half-mast for so long before it starts to hurt.
World when we are in fact things inside of a skull and we rely on external input to tell us what's there. Well, that has been turned into a real life thing. That is a real vat with a real brain in it. 24 hours ago, that was a person. Now, the researchers did state that the brains are under heavy sedation, so even if there were any consciousness, which there shouldn't be, we have essentially reached the point of brain death. Well, they wouldn't really be experiencing anything, although their vision has removing the anesthesia so that they can work with them. This should help the development of medication. It gives us a model that we can work with that is actually a human brain that can be kept alive. Currently, they're only alive for the short term, although they are looking to extend it to weeks, possibly longer. Now, this has some great advantages over organoids, which are one of my favorite science oddities. Yes, you can grow a tiny version of the human brain using
That's what I'm hoping for.
Nom,
He
nom,
likes
nom.
that scraping action.
Really,
If I'm not at risk of
really
losing my genitalia,
overstimulated.
it's not fun.
It makes him feel alive.
Right? That's what pain will do for you. Damn, girl. Use a mouth guard.
stem cells. However, the organoids, while yes, they can be kept alive for years, they have the drawbacks that they are essentially infants. Yes, their gene activity matches their chronological age, so even if you keep them alive for 5 years or more, they essentially have the gene expression of a 5-year-old brain. If you take human brains from a human that has been alive for feasibly 60 or 80 years, you then have aged cells, so you can see how aged cells will interact when you do stuff to them. Yes.
What kind of stuff?
What stuff? What kind of stuff?
When you do stuff to them, what kind of stuff?
When you're doing the things that you're doing to them, what sort of things is it that you were doing?
I may have misunderstood the statement here, like Ryan Gosling in the Nice Guys when Kim Basinger says I'm into porn, and he goes, "Oh yeah, what kind? Like, what's your favorite?"
Right. I was
She's
thinking
talking
more
about-
along the lines of the conversation between fucking a new guy when he's talking about lose the skin. Nice skin, moron. He's like, lose the, what kind of stuff do you do to him? Right, we're having a complete miscommunication here, I think.
Right. Seriously, though, what?
It actually has a great deal of scientific merit, but it's also really creepy. That system is operating as a synthetic body. This is something that we just have not invented for brain organoids yet. It already has all the structures in the brain that should cooperate with the body. It has synthetic lungs that exchange oxygen with the air that is delivered by a synthetic heart and a synthetic circulatory system. But since the brain was grown inside a human feasibly, it has all of the structures to receive those nutrients. Like
Like I
brain
said-
organoids, it also is covered in
RoboCop 2. It's basically just a neurological system plugged into a mechanical prosthesis.
But she makes it sound sexier. Saying.
Wait a second. It's not Ghost in the Machine. It's that other movie about the chick soldier that they managed to copy her brain in combat and then duplicate it 200 million times.
That isn't Ghost in the Shell?
No, it's very similar, but it's like
Oh,
a
it's-
Korean film.
Oh,
it's like
it's not a
057
car.
or something like that.
The child looking robot, the one.
No, not that one. I'm talking about fuck, man.
I have very limited knowledge on anime.
057 or something.
The one I'm thinking of is the one with like the child looking robot with the sword.
It's supposedly the weapon.
Are you talking about Blood Plus? Because she was a vampire, not a machine.
Yeah. Or do you mean the Founder, that really, really dumb movie that tried to make AI Vietnam?
I don't know what that. Yeah, I didn't watch that. Don't know anything about it.
See, the thing is when I describe the plot, it's going to sound exactly like Ex Machina. It's going to sound like Ghost in the Machine. It's going to sound like all of these. But that's
Ghost in the
not
Shell.
it. Ghost in the
Astro
Shell.
Boy.
You're not actually. You're not far off the fucking
Yeah,
mark.
you're
It's
not-
pretty
you're not
much
too
the
far off.
goddamn plot. You nailed it. But I can't remember the name of it. It was some Korean fucking film, and it's actually a really good movie if you can get over the girl bossness of this one chick. And when you're watching it the first time, you don't realize this is 10,000 versions of a chick
Don't judge me,
successfully
Weasel.
accomplishing it.
Don't you dare
Right.
judge me.
Judge away.
Anyway, screw it.
sensors, so we can figure out what is going on inside of
Is
the
it Jung-Yi?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. She was like the greatest political soldier of all time, and they cloned her 200 million times to enforce their communist rate.
Oh, kind of like that Tom Cruise. I think it was Tom Cruise. The movie where they basically took the astronaut, cloned him like 1,000 times, and then lied to him and told him to basically conquer Earth for him.
Well, no, this is it's similar in the cloning aspect, but these chicks are machines. They're just copies of the brain process, right? And so it wasn't that they lied to her and told her that this is the right thing. It's that she was a true believer to begin with.
I see.
People who donated these brains were usually elderly and usually had some deteriorating condition like Parkinson's or Alzheimer's. This means that we can treat the brains for these conditions and figure out how well medications would work on a person. This is a huge advantage over mouse models and even brain organoid models, which again, model essentially a baby brain. Now you may ask, and reasonably so, who would agree
As
to
if
this?
they weren't bad enough.
These are people.
Baby brains.
As if they weren't bad enough.
Not just brains, but innocent, inexperienced.
You know, and she's right. I just have never thought to put it in those terms before.
But she likes it that
now
way.
That she has, I don't. I don't fucking like it that way. I know Devil does. Devil's all about that shit. He wants some teeth like rubbing and scraping and murmuring about baby brains.
Stop
Please
hating
no.
on my little zombie babe.
Please no.
Who already donated their bodies to science, and family members had to agree to potentially treat this condition down the line so someone else doesn't have to suffer with it. These systems can potentially answer an enormous subset of questions, including what happens to your brain after you expire? What are the experiences like? When do the experiences stop? I do want to say that finding out that they use heavy sedation for the brains is encouraging. Finding out that there are limitations with the use of sedation and we may not be able to study everything using it is less encouraging. This does, however, give me some interesting ideas, which is, never a good sign, because I wonder if we are getting closer to the point where we could do a brain transplant. We know that the brain organoids can do things like operate robots. Perhaps we are looking at a future where we have mechanized bodies and transplanted brains. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Futurama.
No, I don't want this. I don't want this. I
They're
saw
gonna
that
bring
with
back
Altered
Walt
Carbon.
Disney and Nixon, dude.
I saw this with Altered Carbon. We don't need fucking Methuselahs.
No. You're thinking very differently. I'm thinking Futurama, like brains in jars get stuck on robots, like Nixon.
I'm thinking Star Trek, the brains in jars in the fucking Jabba's palace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you know why those brains are in those jars?
I'm thinking Fallout.
Yeah, like the robo brains. Or
yeah,
I mean, we've already passed Lovecraft territory with this shit, right? Like they're already
hold
using
on.
organoids in the same way that the Migo were using stolen human brains in The Whisperer in Darkness.
Sure. But the Star Wars version of the brain in the jar is far more existentially terrifying than the rest. I mean, the rest are terrifying, don't get me wrong. But in Star Wars, the reason these people's brains are in those jars is to keep them sequestered from any stimulus from the outside world. They're not controlling where they're going, what they're doing, or what's going on. They have no input from the outside world. That is the purpose of those little robots, and that is terrifying to me.
And I'm remembering freaking Metal Gear Revengeance, where they ripped all those kids' brains out of their bodies, stuck them into a training simulator, and then stuck those brains into robots. Children are cruel, Jack. I hate this. I hate this.
Yeah, I don't like it much neither.
And I really would have thought this was out of the realm of possibility. One of the things that bothers me about this is that how can someone withdraw consent? So let's say somebody consented to all of this, and let's say that some consciousness is present. We don't have evidence for that right now, but these machines could improve. How could they say now, no, they don't want it? Yeah, that bothers me.
Okay, so classically speaking, they say, kill me.
I mean, if they can speak at all, yeah.
Gotcha, bitch.
That's a big if, though, right? Like, you don't have to plug a vocal synthesizer into these things if you don't want to hear it.
Right. No, I get it. There's another series out there where these the entire technological wave of the premise is built around a single kid that was born able to do like absurd mathematics, but he was also highly autistic, retarded, whatever you want to call him.
What are
And
you
so,
talking about, Dune?
what?
Huh?
I said, are you talking about Dune?
No.
I think Bush mentioned it in the chat, but yeah.
Bush is bringing up the Butlerian Jihad, and earlier I mentioned Dune about community and shit.
Sure.
Oh, real quick before we move too much further, I do have to clear something up. So Zillage, when I was talking about babies, these are clone cells that are essentially newborn. The brain organoids. I don't believe that they're actually Well, they may be harvesting the tissue from aborted fetuses. Who knows? But they're also probably harvesting the tissue from adults because they would want adult cells to handle the processing. But the cells themselves, as they're cloned and alive, right, are essentially newborns. They have to build synaptic pathways. That's why she called them. They're essentially like baby brains. They're not actually the brains of physical human babies. If that makes more sense.
I mean,
kind of, but there's like
not,
it's just
not
brain.
from
There's
a
no
baby.
baby attached to it.
It's brain.
Yeah, it's a fresh, fresh made brain type thing. It's
they
not
didn't
like
clone
they
the
took
whole baby, just
Yeah.
parts of the brain.
Yeah, it's not like they would take Shadoo's brain.
Yeah.
It's a
Although
new
I
brain.
don't doubt that you're probably, dude, you're probably right. They probably are doing something nefarious with the discarded parts out behind the Planned Parenthood.
Because they always do.
There's me. You might be comforted to know, as I am comforted, that this is not the end goal for the brains. Although a whole lot of technology probably will come from it, they also want to build a model of a brain. Yes, a synthetic one. This is
Westworld, anyone?
Or at least the brain part of it.
This is an area of science called digital twins, where researchers work with a synthetic version of an animal or a person rather than the actual animal. So if you want to test development of a medication on a synthetic brain, yes, that is within the realm of possibility. That might sound ridiculous, that we could model a brain with such efficacy that it would be indistinguishable from a human brain. And no, that is not impossible. Many researchers are working on it. The thing that keeps me up at night is that if we could really model a brain, model a person, make something that is so similar to a person that it is indistinguishable in reactions, in actions,
up at night.
how is that not a person? It's a simulation of a person. Therefore, no suffering is actually happening. We could just simulate suffering. I think we are rapidly approaching the point that we.
From the point of view of the simulation, how is that different than actual suffering?
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. Because if you're making a human brain, right? Like if you're making a human brain and you program in its ability to respond in the same way a human brain would to stimuli, and then you simulate the stimuli, it's gonna respond to the stimuli. Like when you strip away our human feely components, a pain response is the body going, hey, whatever's happening right now is damaging the body in a way that's hard to recover from. Let's stop. And that forces an involuntary reaction or a voluntary reaction to stop receiving the pain. If you just have a brain trapped in that computer and you just start running it through things that just cause it pain, that's torture. You're fucking torturing it.
I have no mouth, but I must scream.
Yeah. And
I mean, it was the other way around in that story. The AI was doing the torturing of the organic subjects, but yes, similar concept.
yeah, no, that's
Because it was pissy.
I mean, when we're willing to do
existing.
I mean, when it lives in a world where people do shit like that and goes, no, it's a fake brain. It doesn't count. Turn up the torture.
Did you actually read I Have No Mouth, but I Must Scream, Shadoo? Because it doesn't live in that world. It murdered that world. There are only 5 humans left alive in existence, and it's torturing them for fun, keeping them alive for centuries for fun.
Well,
I mean, I can see the argument.
Well, all I know is that a lot of times sensory deprivation causes humans to lose their mind, right? When they're all stimuli is taken away and they're just kept in the dark type thing. That's essentially what you're doing to these brains. There's no outside, they can't see, they're just essentially, as far as the brain's considered, they're floating in a dark room with nothing, no sensation or nothing. Wouldn't that drive that brain crazy? And isn't that unfair? Like you said, it's torture to sit there and keep them in that with no way
That reminds me of Johnny Get Your Gun, actually. Yeah.
Unless, of course, you subscribe to an ideological perspective that allows you to define when someone is and when someone is not a person, letting you conduct incredibly immoral things because, well, I have a very not incongruent, a very inconsistent view of what is a human life and what is not a human life based on convenience. Which most people, like this individual in this video or the kinds of people working on these experiments, would subscribe to such an ideology because it gives them more freedom to conduct themselves in the world and then not feel like a bad person afterwards.
I don't think morality comes into it, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a consideration. If it was, they wouldn't be doing shit like this.
Yeah. Well,
bingo.
It's not a conscious, well, do I choose to view this as a person and feel like a bad person, or do I choose? There's not the conscious choice, but there's
it kind of is. No, it kind of is, bro. They all have to take this little college course called ethics, right? All of them. So they're aware of the choice they are making. They have simply already made it and not looking back.
Yeah,
there is that, but there's also the fact that, look, Shadu, I think you're giving him like far more credit at seeing the crossroads when they come here, because they're not. Like most people who are in these kinds of fields in engineering and in electronics and science and that sort of thing aren't thinking of things in the terms that you yourself think of them in. What they see is, I wonder what happens if I push this button, and that's as far as it goes until it's time to record results.
That's why most scientists are
like
Dr. Frankenstein.
They never even consider the questions you're posing here. It doesn't come up.
Frankenstein. It's just facts.
Yeah, 100% to what Devil's saying. It's their subconscious preconception where, well, this is not a person because it doesn't meet X standard. If you were to lay out an act like a living, breathing adult human male or adult human, doesn't need to be male or female. I don't know why I was including that detail. But if you were to lay an adult human out on a table and go conduct these experiments to this adult human, they would go, no, that's a person. But then because you change the situation so it's so there's a more nebulous line, it's more porous as to whether it's a person or it's not a person, they'll jump to because it's not clearly a person anymore, therefore it can't be bad. Even though it's basically the same shit, it's just different. Like fucking torturing a dog is somehow not as bad as torturing a human because it's not as bad as torturing. If you were to torture a dog and go, well, it's not bad.
I don't like how many times you've said that trying to get to this point. Can we get to the point?
My point being is they will do certain things, or they will define their world consciously or subconsciously in a way that makes things comfortable and convenient to conduct the actions they want to. And that's not a condemnation, that's just how most human beings function. I do that shit day to day. It's just this is an instance where I'm calling people out. Yeah.
It's the same reason you have doctors that swore never to cause harm will abort babies.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that being a person, that being a human being is inconvenient at times.
But yeah, we should probably finish this video because
Sorry, Sam.
Those questions will need to be answered, and it will be very interesting at the point in which an AI model of a person or some other intelligent entity decides to start asking questions, and we have to decide what we are going to answer. I hope one of the questions is not, why did you make me? I hope you've enjoyed this information, because I have to go stare at a wall for a while longer. I do not know how I feel about this yet. Follow for more of the cutting edge.
That's the part you should listen to.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole reason you feel that way, is because you know it's wrong. You're just trying to justify it.
Sure. I mean, and Abe's disagreeing with us in the chat, which is,
I'm not surprised.
That's the thing. It's like I don't 100% know exactly where I stand on this. Just that perhaps Lovecraft was right when he said that it's a vast, unknowable universe, and there are things in it we weren't meant to see.
Yep, 100%.
Sounds like
So,
it's time to
hey,
rest.
JB, you coming in at the end, brother? Welcome in, though. And speaking of which, and on that note, we're going to cap it off because I do actually have some place I need to be getting here soon, and all that. But we actually went a little longer than I had planned, but I do appreciate it. I appreciate you guys coming here and being awesome, and all that stuff. Let's do the thing. Let's go around the horn. Shadu, you first.
I got nothing.
Okay. Anna, what do you got coming up?
Just kicking butt every day.
Awesome. That works for me. Sasquatch, you got things
What?
going on?
Yeah. Tomorrow, The Blast Radius and Captain Curmudgeon. We both watched the Von Ryan Express this past week, and I actually enjoyed a little bit of hell out of the movie. It's an old movie, it's an old Sinatra film, but I think maybe it's the making of the movie is more interesting than the movie itself, because I watched the movie and it was like, oh shucks, I'll just check and see what the movie making was all about, and it is nuts, bro. Frank Sinatra might be a CIA spy. He might be an operative. I'm not sure. But it was supposed to be filmed on location in like Sicily and several locations in Italy. And he went over and said, quote unquote, that the paparazzi were so much that he had to leave the country. But he didn't like talk to the studio and be like, hey, these guys are messing with me. He just got on an airplane, told the pilot, I'm Frank Sinatra, I'm going back to freaking New York. And the pilot was like, yes, sir, get on. Would you like a drink with that?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
I mean, to be honest, if I was sitting in the pilot seat of an airplane and Frank Sinatra got on, he's been dead, what, 15, 30 years at this point?
Something like that.
I would be terrified to drive that motherfucker anywhere he wanted to go.
Indeed. Did you show for Blast Radius
Yeah,
and all that
that's it.
stuff? Okay. All right. Just making sure.
That's all I got.
I kind of zoned out when you started like glazing Sinatra like he was your long lost pimp daddy.
Well, he was very much the source of Bugs Bunny, so he's your pimp daddy too.
Sure. He's the pimp daddy of all pimp daddies. Speaking of which, Devil, what do you got coming up?
Oh shit. Nothing till next week. Back to the pub on Friday night, and then back here after that.
All right. Fair enough. As far as myself goes, the only thing I can confirm for sure in the next week is that we are doing Abyssal Musings next Friday, and there will be another Screaming to the Void next Saturday. We are creeping up on the 200th episode. Should be a lot of fun. I'm going to try to get some more people on for that. It is a few weeks down the road, a little over a month from now. Otherwise, I will be helping out Amira when I can, except tonight. I will not be available tonight. And then, game streams when I can fit them in. I know I've been kind of slacking on that shit for those of you who watch those. But I will do what I can to get back on track there. It's just been a busy couple of weeks. That said, everybody here on panel who's been on panel today and some other people, their links are in the description below. You can go check out their channels and what they do over there. And I encourage you to do so. As far as, chat goes, you guys are awesome. Thanks for showing up every time. We appreciate you. And
Thank you.
that's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Have a good night, and we'll see y'all next time. And remember, it could always be worse. You could be a sheep, but that's a carryover from last night. Go watch last night's show. Bye, everybody.